Salute, salute. Nick's Real Talk, man. Divine.
Salute, salute.
About to get out my grind, hop in the Black Knight. About to make it happen, man. Nick's Real Talk, we all over the place. About to get it popping. Divine, Bronx, Jedi, 7-6. The night show, the morning show. Nick's Real Talk, man. About to get in the Black Knight.
Nick's Real Talk, let's get it popping. We hopping like topping in the Jumpman brand. Ain't no stopping. Divine and Bronx, Jedi, 7-6. We lit from Facebook, Twitter to Twitch, and all that shit. We number uno with the promo that blow like nitro. Now the streets are buzzing, so we flow with the night show. So spike them lights below. That thumbs up, run them up, and you double up, cause it's Nick's Real Talk, and we on the come up. We'll salute to the cats in the chat. So where it's at, now you place the chats. When I pace that under space where our faces at. We lace these cats with news, notes, stats. Game recap, no hyperbole, we straight facts. In fact, we say it lit like a candle throughout the handle on the banner. We violent, so subscribe to the channel. Nick's Real Talk. Nick's Real Talk.
Salute. What's going on, everybody out there, man? Nick's Real Talk, the night show. Divine, Bronx Jedi, 7-6, Bronx Sports Jedi channel. We up in here tonight, man, about to get it popping on a Friday night, the 9th of July, man. We chilling, man. Ready to get into some Nick talk for the weekend, man. We're gonna go over some RJ Barrett, some quickly, and Obi Toppin, select team and thoughts and ideas, man. We're gonna get into the trade free agency. It's an open topic. So salute to everybody out there on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, wherever you at, man. Thanks for chiming in and checking out the show tonight. Me and the Bronx Jedi in here. You already know what it is, man. We just had a hurricane coming through the East Coast, man. Hope everybody's safe. And, they got taken care of pretty well. Then nothing happened to them. We praying for y'all doing good out there. And again, salute to the people down the south side of Florida, man. Prayers up to all you people down there. And listen, man, you already know the deal. COVID-19 still out there. When you have to wear your mask, watch your hand, keep it distance, you know what I mean? Until it's under control, but it's looking much better. Hopefully we can get that thing under control. But we here tonight, man. I got my man, Bronx Sports Jedi, in the building. My brother, what's going on with you?
Good evening, Divine. I hope you're doing well. Good evening, everybody out there, all the viewers on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, all the platforms. I appreciate you. Everybody in the chat I see for the love of the game is in here. Zach, I see my co-host in the Porte Deportiva, Hector, what's going on? I see Baba Booey's in the place. Will Sackin, what's going on, man? I'm glad to see you here, and man, it's good to see you guys. The chat, you guys are the Nick's Real Talk family. I enjoy spending my Friday evenings with you guys, and let's talk Knicks. I love this platform, and it's always great to be here, spend time with you, Divine, and I hope your Friday was good, and I hope the week, the 4th of July week was even better. And I think it's going to, and the upcoming week coming up is even going to be greater. So let's get to it, Divine. I think Divine might have froze. Did you freeze? Well, we got a lot to unpack with the New York Knicks as Divine freezes his camera and all that. Like I said, we got a lot to unpack with the New York Knicks. We got the NBA Finals. Are you on a delay?
Yeah, I did, man. So excuse everybody. I know.
Okay. Well, once you get it there, I'll continue talking about the topics with the New York Knicks. We seen that our two guys. Are you back? Yes, you seem to be back.
Yeah, I'm here, man.
There you go. Cool. Take it away, Divine.
Yeah, guys. Sorry for the technical difficulty there, but you know what it is in the audio technology world. But we in here, man. Yeah, man. We're gonna go over tonight, man. We're gonna get into some topics. We're gonna break it down, man. Talk a little New York Knicks tonight, man, and NBA going up to what's going on in the playoffs with the Phoenix Suns and the Milwaukee Bucks. We just want to start with our Knicks, man. Off season. Everybody getting geared up for the second half of the season, the second round of, coming up for the next season. I'm sorry, 2022 season. I'm excited about it. Ready to see what's gonna go out there, man. They got a lot of things speculating out there. Got a lot of trade talk, buzz, free agency talk. We got the young guys out there on the select team. So we're gonna get into that. And but real quick, man, salute to everybody in the chat. You all already know what it is. We in here, man. Appreciate y'all chiming in tonight. And let's get into it, man. I think BX right now, man, I just want to get into this Obi Toppin and Manuel quickly thing right quick because I think them guys really about to go there and do their thing. They're gonna go to the select team and play with them guys. They're getting all that time in with them great veterans like Kevin Durant. Manny quickly picking his brain. Obi Toppin getting a lot of work in with them guys, man. So I think it's real important for them. I think it's gonna be fun for them guys to be there, man. And just getting their game better. You know, going to their second season, getting to do that, man. And the all season is pretty awesome. It's almost like a double training camp, you know, where they get to go out there and learn from the best. You know what I mean? And go up against the best. That only going to better their game because now they're practicing with guys who are pretty much at the creme de la creme in the NBA. So it's going to be real exciting for them, man. I'm dying to see what they're going to do out there and for them when they come back, what they learn, what they can bring back to the table for the Knicks, man. And but I think it's going to be exciting for them young guys, and especially Obi Toppin, getting to go up against Durant and them, getting to go up against some of the best guys. You know, quickly going up against Damian Lillard and them on a regular in practice. You know what I mean? I think that's just so phenomenal for them guys, and I love to see what they're going to learn while they're out there, and then when they get back, you know what I mean, and make it happen. Salute to Frank Matos, Will, salute to the Streets of Buzzing, my man CT, you know what it is. We'll see you in a minute. We'll throw the link up in the chat in a few, man. Y'all cats come on and make it happen. But yeah, man, I'm really excited about that, man. I'm really excited about what's going to go on with that. I think it's going to be a great experience for the guy, BX. I really think that's going to benefit them very well. And, you know, and I'm like, I heard Obi Toppin and some of his takes where it's like, you know, he got a lot to prove this year. He said, you know, he really looking to see there's going to be a lot more to his game. He think that he's going to see a lot different. So I'm excited about him, man. That he coming back in the second season hungry like that, and say ready to show and prove what he couldn't show and prove in his first year. You know, and for the man quickly. I mean, like I said, man, getting to go up with some of the best guards in the league. You know, you got Damian out there and a lot of the other guys. I don't know who all who's on the team, but you got some creme de la creme out there. So it's going to be very interesting to see how these guys learn and gut, man. What you think? I think it's going to be an awesome experience for them.
One thing that's good, positive of all this, they're learning right now. You can see the confidence by the statements of Obi Toppin. He says it's going to be much more better season 2. You know, he's that confident building. Allowing those two guys to be there. And not only that, they could retain what they learned immediately, because once they go through the selection team practice, summer league starts. So what they learn and what they're practicing and the tips that they give, they don't have to wait until 3 weeks, a couple months into the NBA, the Knicks training camp. They go right into the Knicks summer league with the rookies, and they could practice and go actually in real game time against other rookies and second-year players or veterans that are trying to make, that get invited to G League or trying to make a spot and practice what they learn and the tips that they learn from these all-stars, these valuable Olympic select team. So that's a big plus on it. I see that as a win-win for the New York Knicks. And also, Divine, with this telling me is the Knicks got no intention of trading neither one of these guys. No matter what people say, no matter how much they put their hands on their head, we need to trade it maybe to get this guy in there. By the way the New York Knicks, the way they're selected and the way these guys are going in there, I don't see them being part of a trading block. I think they're going to hold on to them. They're either that or man, that's the biggest wax and buffing job they're going to do to try to sell them. But I don't think so, Devon. I think they're going to keep these guys. I think to show that and what an experience to hear Emmanuel quickly say that Kevin Durant is taking him under his wing to help him on the mid-game range and shooting. And the ins and outs, even though Durant is a power forward or small forward, but he has a vision of a guard. The way he distributes the ball and moves the ball around, that's going to help Emmanuel quickly in all types of angle. Every little information they could get from, Obi Toppin playing with Jaylen Brown and Tatum and all the members of Team USA that's there, getting those inside tips. Maybe try your footwork. I noticed this in your when I played against you, you were timid or you telegraphed a certain move that I know you were coming and so forth. And those are the type of things that you see them doing. Salute.
What's up?
All right.
How's everybody doing?
Salute, my brother. How you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm good, man. Finally relaxing on my deck instead of building it. So we can actually listen, kick it with you guys. Tired of listening to you know what. How you guys doing? How's the family?
Everybody good, man.
Everyone's good. Thank you, Zach.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. We got Zach for the love of the game, man. Y'all already know what it is. Zach for the love of the game and Project Nerd in the building in the chat, man. Y'all know for the love of the game, man. Y'all make sure y'all go and hit them brothers up down there, like, subscribe, man. Check out the content down there for the love of the game worldwide. Lawrence is going to be in the building. You got Zach. You got Hector, Project Nerd. They be getting it in down there. You know what I mean? So y'all go down there and support them brothers down there, man, and keep them brothers afloat, man. And We got my man, another brother from another spot, my man CT from the streets is buzzing. He in the building. Salute CT. How you doing, my brother? So we in here tonight, man. We deep on the panel. We gonna be deep in the chat. Let's get it popping. Salute Nick P. Salute Will. Salute everybody in the chat, man. Y'all know what it is, man. Like, subscribe, run them up with a thumbs up. And support the show, man. We just gonna keep it getting it popping. We're gonna bring it back to my man BX. Then we gonna let Zach and CT get in here. BX, excuse me for cutting you off, my brother. Go ahead.
No. You're all set and good. Just recapping with that. I think that's a good with them minutes. I saw Will was asking on where do you think Obi's minutes will come from next year? Can he be at the power forward with Randall, play 38 plus minutes? That's an interesting dilemma that Coach Thibodeau and his coaching staff. I'm guaranteed those are going in there. That's one of their targets on how they're going to distribute it. If expectation level with Obi Toppin, if he reaches it, where it could be. And also Nick P put another great point. You cut Randall's minutes to 32, and that will give 6 extra more minutes to Obi. And could Obi want to slide over to the 4 position some minutes? Give you a couple minutes at the 4. Become because he does hit the 3. If he works on his 3-point shooting and becomes a little more efficient, and he has that athleticism, he'll be a good asset at the 4 as well. And you could play him 3 and 4. And that will help the New York Knicks go forward. What do you guys think on that?
Yeah, Zach, my brother, go ahead.
Sorry, CT, you can go, man. I'm in the process of washing my deck off. I'll be in a minute.
Yeah, man. Salute to Divine, BX. Salute to Z.
CT.
Pleasure to join you again for another marathon. Ready to get it popping.
Right. You ain't lying. It's a marathon.
Yeah, and I agree with your point, BX. It's real pivotal.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I think this is Obi gonna. I think Obi gonna have a tremendous second half of the season, fellas. I think that second year. I'm sorry, I keep saying second half of the season. His second season. Pardon me, but I think he's gonna have a great second season. I think, like I said, going to the select team, gonna do him well. He's gonna get to be around some great NBA ball players on a regular basis, nonstop practicing day in and day out, getting schooled by the best, going up against the best. I think that just is gonna be a learning process, man. I think this is really gonna be a good part of his maturation. But I do agree with Nick P. Randall don't need to pay all the minutes now. I think with Obi being a little bit more ready next year, we can decrease his minutes a little bit. And I think this was positionless basketball. Every now and then, throw him at the 3. Obi's a fast ball player to me. He seemed like he moves real fast. Of course, I think he for a while he wouldn't have a problem guarding the 3. I really don't believe he would. So I think that 3-4. I mean, you put him, give him the minutes there, man. And I think that might be key to the Knicks. If he can come up with a second season, it might also determine what you do in free agency. Because if we take another step, then that means that we don't just have to worry about going too crazy to add more pieces. If we go from, let's say, Obi Toppin get up to 12, 13 points a game in the second season, or 14. That's a real key plus, BX and CT and Zach, because now that's taking the pressure off of having to get a bunch of more players when he can fill that role. And I think he will, because I like what I've seen coming at the end of the season. It wasn't even about how many points he was scoring in the playoffs, and at the end of the season is what he was doing. His game was evolving. He was starting to do more things, rebounding more harder, more fierce. He was going to the bucket more. The 3-point shot was looking better. So as the year was going on at the end of the year, I like what I seen. So if his point production can elevate this year, going into the 2021-22 season, I think it's going to be bode well for the Knicks. I really do. I think it's going to bode well for them. I think it's going to put them at a good place when it comes to how much depth they think they can have. And I do agree with BX in the sense that Obi and quickly, I think the Knicks like what they got there. I really do. And I think that's going to bode well for them. I think they like what they got there. Them guys, they done got that year in. They know what the NBA is like now. So I think them guys are going to be phenomenal next year, man. I just think that this experience, you cannot knock what they're doing with the select team, that experience, man. And, experience is the best teachers, man. I think they get that experience, and it's awesome. It's just really awesome to see. And I think that's going to bode well for them going further in the future.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, you're working around guys like Kevin Durant. It was really amazing what he said. When he said he told them we can get some work in whenever, and that's going to do. I mean, no matter what player it is, it's going to do wonders working with Kevin Durant. But I think especially Obi Toppin, too, because you got a guy with size. He's 6'9", 220. He's not Durant size, but he's a bigger guy who could benefit learning from Kevin on how to handle the ball a little bit, in space. We're not asking Obi to be a Kevin Durant, but can he break a guy down in a mismatch, with a little bit of ball handling? Can he learn the jump shot better? Can he learn more tactics from Kevin Durant? I think it's going to do wonders. And I agree with you, Divine. I don't think he can guard a three a whole 30 minutes, like start at the three or anything like that.
Right,
But
right.
I feel like he could really, like a couple minutes here, a couple minutes there. You could take some minutes from Reggie Bullock if he comes back. You can take some minutes from the starter three, take some minutes from Julius, take some minutes from even Mitch at the 5 to spell Mitch and keep him healthy, and spell Nerlens Noel. I feel like if he could be like a quasi 6-man, like a do-it-all 6-man, like he could play a bunch of different positionless basketball, he could really take the next step.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I think he will. I think he will this year, man. I think this is the season because I think his rookie year. I know to him, if I was more, it wasn't what he wanted to be, and probably as Knicks fans, it wasn't what we thought it would be. We thought it would be a little bit more better, but at the same time, it's really about the growth. You know what I mean? Okay, what did you learn in your rookie season that caused you not to get where you wanted to be, or are you doing that now to get to that level? And I think being in the select team will put him there. Like, well, you know what? I came out the gate. I ended the first game of the season, with the calf, and he'd been out for a while, finally got back, started getting the groove, you know what I mean? And then the season ends because it was a short one, per se, 10 games anyway. But I think now one thing about when you during the season, you can't practice like you want to, you know what I mean? Because game after game, travel, but to get to go in there and get practice in, just constant practice in the summertime, and get to work on your footwork, get to work on your dribbling, get to work on your jump shot, get to work on whatever phase of your game that you want to improve on, you know what I mean? And get to do that for 2 or 3, 4 months or whatever the case may be is going to bode well for them guys. I just think that it's going to make them sit down and go over more film, see what guys was doing to them, and I think it's going to bode well. CT, I just think that it's gonna really, really elevate his game. How much we don't know, but I think it will elevate his game for sure.
Yeah, definitely. One thing you want a player to be humble. You want them to be hungry, and I think there's some advantages in not having, the best rookie season in terms of him wanting to come back, work hard, showcase a lot more. He was coached up well, regardless of what we really saw. I'd take what he learned this year over what Kevin Knox's second year was with Fizdale. You know that he would have learned good fundamentals, good principles, and good habits.
Absolutely.
And we saw that. We saw him come along, as the season progressed. And it's not always about the playoffs, too. There was games where he was legit cooking and got, just due to rotations, got taken out. So, we don't really know if he had played some 30-minute games. Plus, I look at the all-rookie teams. I look at players like Sadiq Bey, Jay Sean Tate. Some of those players made all-rookie teams. They played regular minutes on bad teams. If, let's say, Julius Randle never existed and Obi played the whole season at the 4, he would have made an all-rookie team. I'm very confident of that.
Yeah, I agree because his talent speaks for itself. I mean, I think he got a couple of things in the arsenal. The man can shoot from the outside. He can post up when he need to. He can come from off the dribble. So I think he got a lot to his game. I'm dying to see what that's going to do for him, man. And we can continue to elevate. He's going to be good.
Yep. And let's not forget. And I've said this a few times to you and Bronx, and I believe you as well, CT. On these marathons that we've had. Great shows, by the way. Love the show. Everybody like and subscribe. It's free. It's not that hard. You move your mouse or your thumb, and you click the bell. You click subscribe. It's not hard. Keep these guys growing because they deserve it. But like let's remember for a second what those Olympic teams did for Carmelo Anthony, right? Let's just use an example as a guy that played for the Knicks. Even when he was in Denver, when he played on those Olympic teams, he had his career best years the season after because of the competition. And he always spoke on it, the competition, the sheer, like, just being around great basketball players. You're obviously around great ball players on your team because they're in the NBA for a reason, but if you're with the league's best every day. That's iron sharpens iron, right? So with Quickly and Obi, that's it doesn't matter who you are, they're going to learn, they're going to come back better basketball players. And even if Obi and Quick just take a smaller step, any step's an improvement. You know, I'm not expecting these guys to be all-stars next season, so just take that next step and keep growing. And I want them to become more of an all-around game because they have a lot of talent. I just want to see a little bit better defense from both of them, a little bit better playmaking ability, creating your own shot, you know, all that stuff. I think we'll be all right if we get a bunch of improvement from all our guys in the all-around game aspect. You know what I mean? That way we're not just a one-dimensional team, and we can be able to create more of a positionless, do-it-all type of identity. I feel like that would really help us.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that 100%. Frank Matt told Frank just in his mind, he's saying Obi will be part of a package when we trade for a star. That's possible, Frank. I wouldn't doubt that. It's possible. It's very possible. You know, nobody's untouchable. You know what I mean? Right now, as far as I know. But let's hope not, man. I think Obi can really do something for us at that backup four next season, man. I think he's gonna elevate his game. So you know, it's definitely possible. Frank, I agree to 100%. Let's hope not, though. Let's hope that he's a New York Knicks man, Brooklyn-born young man. He get his foot under him in the second half of his second season, and he go out there and make it happen. You know, but speaking of that, man, what I do want to get into because it's interesting, and you know, as a reporter from Ian Begley and all these cats, this RJ Barrett situation, man, you know, it's out there, you know, and so that's what we had to do. We had to put it out there when it's out there, and it's interesting that they would you know, bring that out today because I did notice it out there, and I throw it up there on the stream in a minute with the RJ Barrett situation, and you know, I'm looking at RJ going to the next level this year, man. So I'm hoping all that stuff is just you know, just something that's out there. There's really no truth to it, or whatever the case may be, because I do think that RJ Barrett gonna really have another good see him do that, man, and just take that next step because I think it's important that he goes out there and have a good year 3 and see where it takes us, and I think he really can, man, and real quick, you know, from what I'm hearing out here on this report here that I'm gonna throw up on here is report Knicks are willing to trade RJ Barrett in a Damian Lillard blockbuster deal. Alexander Wilson had reported this here. I think this was Empire Sports Media put this out there. So I mean, you know what, and then you know, and I did look at that, and I really said, like, you know what, so that's a tough one, fellas. I mean, you know, we talking Damian Lillard here, but man, I love the kid, his game is, and the way he's coming into his own, and things of that nature. So I really would hate to see that come to fruition because I just Barrett is gonna, you know, he's gonna keep elevating his game as he get older and as he get more strong and wiser. You know, he's gonna be a special player, man. So, but what do you think, BX, man? What do you think about that, man? It's out there, you know what I mean? So we need to talk about it.
No, it's out there, but it's a tough pill to swallow. Man, why, you know, Damian Lillard, 31 years old. We don't know the accolades. We know all the stuff. But you're going to trade him for a kid who's just going to barely turn 21 years old now. You know, you still got, you know, at least 10 more years of productive RJ Barrett, and you know, and you compared to what you're going to get for Damian Lillard, it was going to be maybe 6. You know, so you know, and we don't know, but we know what we're going to get from Lillard, but it's going to decline. With RJ Barrett, we know what we got now, and it's gonna exceed. It's gonna it's gonna get better, you know, hopefully, you know. But man, that's a toss up, man, and that's you know, man, why, you know, my only thing is, why can't we develop our own kids, man? Why can't we stay? That's the only thing I see it, you know.
Say it louder, BX. Say it louder. Say what you just said louder for the kids in the back.
Develop our own kids and keep our own kids because, man, I'm tired of seeing everybody else's kids grow up and stay on their team and bringing them there. And what about us? You know, why do we got to go get someone else's? You know, he's been there, done it somewhere else, and you know, hopefully he could do what he did somewhere else in our team, and 90% of the time it doesn't work out for the New York Knicks when they go that route. There's a 10% chance it does.
And that 10% was the Spreewell and Houston days.
And you could say Carmelo Anthony as well. Carmelo Anthony as well. That's the 10%. That's the 10%. You brought him in here, and he was good. He was good.
Pearl.
Yeah, Earl the Pearl Monroe. Yeah, absolutely. That's another excellent point there. And we didn't get enough. It to me it seems. I don't know. I think we could get. I don't know. I just hope RJ doesn't go anywhere. That's just me. Just to put it in a nutshell, I want him to stay here. I don't want to see him going. There's only two players that I really will see. Okay, RJ, you want to go ahead and part of a package? I will agree to. And this is my opinion. Will be Luka Doncic, and I think if RJ has to be part of it, so be it. And Zach LaVine. That's
you just tugged on my heartstrings, Luka Doncic. You know what's funny? And my brilliant co-host Hector always brings this up just to upset me, I believe. The last rookie that we've had that we extended past the rookie contract, you guys know who it was? Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie Ward, right?
Yeah, that's Charlie
Ward.
Shout out to Charlie Ward's cousin. But Charlie Ward, literally, I mean, come on, all the great nothing against Charlie Ward, but all the great prospects we've had since. I mean, and who's to know, like guys like David Lee and Wilson Chandler and like Gallinari, who's to say what their careers would have turned out? They could have turned out different if they stayed with us. You know what I'm saying? They could have had a better situation. It's just sad and that's why part of me really believes that RJ's gone, as good as gone. And not that I want it to happen, just since history repeats itself with the Knicks, it seems. And that Frank Matos, I believe it was Frank Matos, said unless Kawhi's coming. I mean, with the same things we say about Dame Lillard, I think Kawhi's already declining. Kawhi's still great, but always injured. He seems to have some leadership concerns there, and that's the last thing you need is a guy that is your best player not being a good leader. Especially on a young Knicks team, your best player has to be the leader and has to be a guy people can follow. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just sad. We need, and another thing, if we traded for Damian Lillard, yeah, Dame's a stud. We all know this. He's probably been robbed of an MVP once or twice. He's a clutch playoff performer. He puts teams on his back. And everyone says we have a complete team. We're just lacking our true number one, right? Like our true bona fide, number one. Well, if you trade everything for the number one, guess what? You're going to be lacking then a team around the number one.
Exactly.
You're going to be lacking. We're saying now we need a number one. Well, guess what? In 2 weeks from now, if we trade for Dame Lillard, okay, now we need a 2, 3, a 4, a 5. We need to just let that number one come organically. Whether it's a trade for just draft capital to get a number one, then okay, because you already have your whole core and team intact. But I don't know. I'm really, really concerned, fellas. I'm really concerned about this thing. If you're gonna trade right. Get some guys, whoever it is, like Divine, you said Kelly Oubre a few times. I remember. Get a guy like that, or a guy like Jonathan Isaac, or a guy like Lonzo, a guy like Miles Turner, who fits the timeline of the team, who's young, relatively inexpensive to get, and that can help what we already have. Because if you have 8 guys that are really good starters or have some all-star potential, to me, that's better than having just a number one and a number two bona fide guys and nothing else around them. We'd be a better team. So why not?
Yeah, I agree. CT, what do you think, man? That's some crazy talk out there, man. It's gonna be out there, man. It's the Knicks off season, but that RJ thing is they must be going for it if they're gonna do that. That's pretty much what it boiled down to me.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's no surprise. Yeah, RJ would be our best young trade asset, and it's no surprise his name would have to be mentioned when you're trying to bring back another All-NBA player. But look, I'm unanimous with all of us here. I'd be extremely frustrated if he ever got traded. I feel really good about RJ. I'm glad he's a Knick. He wanted to be a Knick. He can be a future piece. He can bring Zion here even one day. I mean, this timeline, I know that we accelerated the process this year, but we can't let it get to our heads. Julius Randle was a nice season. He's not a guy that's going to take us there. And him and Dame, with RJ gone, it's not going to be enough. look at Atlanta, they just had a solid team. Even some of their players haven't even matured yet, and they went to the Eastern Conference Final. You need to build a good team, not gut your team for a 31-year-old aging disgruntled star. And the biggest reason I want us to build outside of a trade is that I want New York needs to be a place that we don't have to keep trading for stars. They need to be able to be signing here, and you build the foundation first. You improve steadily each year, and then free agents will sign for you eventually, and it'll happen.
Boom.
Exactly. Well said.
No, like wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Would you guys be upset, right? If we sort of ran it back, maybe added a few small pieces or re-signed a few guys to another 1-year deal, bring back everybody, right? And we go, 10 games over 500 again, 4 to 6 seed, make another playoff run. Would you be upset with having another season just like this one if it meant next year's free agent class wants to come here? Because you guys know as well as I do the names that are in that class. And what CT just said hit the nail, the only nail that needs to be hit on the head. Like you need to realize, like what Atlanta did, they are one superstar away now from being a dynasty, because they just made the Eastern Conference Finals with that team, and they have some cap space where they can add one super max player or max player, right? So they add, if they were to add like let's say a healthy Kawhi Leonard, it's a wrap, for them. Like they're championship team as far as contender, a true championship contender. Why couldn't we do the same thing? Like, people get paid millions of dollars to be general managers, front office executives. It's like, it's not that hard. It's right out in front of you. Do it the right way. I mean, they could pay us, all of 4 of us combined as a super team for a front office, a quarter of the price of one of those guys, and we would build this team and be happy about it.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Salute Johnny Timon. Johnny, I see you, man. Wills, Frank, everybody in the chat. Salute. Y'all already know us, man. Y'all run them up with a thumbs up, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, man. Yeah, you know what, though?
Johnny Timing, his name is now Big Bear, just so you know. Salute to Big Bear.
Big Bear.
Okay, Big Bear, Johnny Timon. Make sure you agree to that, and then I'll call you that. But yeah, man, you know what? It's gonna be interesting, man. RJ is a piece, man. I love his game. I love what he's doing. So I mean, it's trade talk. It always is, and that's why I always put on these shows, the trade talk edition, because it is. It's a lot of buzz, and like CT, I agree with CT 100% because he is a key asset. So he had to be put in trade talks, because in order for you to get somebody good, you had to give up somebody good, basically. You know what I mean? So it's not going to be you get somebody and then you give a bunch of scrubs. I don't think that's going to happen. But I do think you're going to hear him in trade talk because he's one of our better players. But you know what? To be honest with you, I don't even see that happening, and I really don't. I do think. I just want to piggyback off of my man right quick, because I seen that out there too on Daily Knicks today was the SGA. I seen that on Daily Knicks where Knicks was willing to give up Kevin Knox's salary matches with SGA's salary, but it's a 2021, 22, 23. But I thought you couldn't give up first round picks in consecutive years. But it was like them 3 picks, a 24 swap, whatever the case may be. They don't think they're gonna be able to hold on to SGA because of the timeline of that team with all the young guy, the picks that they got, it just don't fit their timeline. So, it's interesting. It really is interesting, man. We'll see how that go down. But I think Barrett. If you get SGA, you don't need to move no RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett, SGA, and Julius Randle is a nice young. Even with Mitchell Robinson. Now you go get that 3, and that's not a bad situation to have, man. Get a good 3, even if it's Kelly Oubre or somebody. I think that team right there, it'd be like Atlanta almost to me. You know what I mean? They can make that room, because I do think SGA is a tremendous upgrade, and his game fit what the Knicks do. And obviously Oubre's game, I just like him because of his defense and his 3-point shot. He hungry, man. He said he got something to prove from hearing all that noise about him back coming off the bench for Golden State Warriors next year. He didn't make a big fuss about it, but he said just put fire in his heart. So when you got a young man who got fire in his heart, you go get him. You know what I mean? And I think that'd be a nice starting five: SGA, RJ Barrett, Kelly Oubre, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson. I think that would be a Julius Randle still get to be that main guy. SGA and RJ Barrett's up and coming. You know what I mean? Then you know Mitchell Robinson and Oubre play their roles. You know what I mean? They're not looking to be the main guy, but they good defender. That'd be a good defensive team, man. So that was out there today, and I just want to throw that out there. CT, SGA look like it's about 5 picks. A couple of the later ones is protected in a certain way. What you think about that?
Oh, I'd make that in a heartbeat.
Yes.
Talk about future cornerstone. Him and RJ together. Canadian national team teammates. Man, I like SGA. He's tough. I wish we picked him up. We'd be on a timeline like Atlanta if we hit on one more pick, like either a Mikal Bridges pick or the SGA pick. We hit on one of them. We're talking about a big three with Randall, RJ, and them already with cap space. And to Z's point earlier too, how you build a team is you have a couple of dudes on rookie contracts peak, and then you can sign multiple max guys. That's how Golden State, hit with Steph Curry, was on one of the most bargain deals in the league, and they were able to max out other dudes, sign an absolute super team. So we had a couple of dudes on rookie deals, with Randall, and you can afford another all-star, all-NBA caliber player. And suddenly you're up there, you're contending. And to your point, we're hearing Kelly Oubre's name a lot. The 1 and the 3, we upgrade that, we're good to go. We'd match Atlanta, I think. So I feel real good about this off season, and we'll touch on the mystery that is Luka Vildoza. What is he going to give us? We're going to see him in action tomorrow against Australia, my team, and then we'll see him in a few days' time against the USA. I'll be watching.
Yeah. Real quick, Johnny Timon. What would you think about for RJ for Ingram? I think the Pelicans would do it because it would get them to keep Zion and give them a proven all-star, not a hopeful all-star in RJ. And I'm a huge RJ fan. Hey, Johnny Timon, that's a good one, brother. I mean, man, I'm a big Brandon Ingram fan. So let me tell you right now, that boy got game. I mean, he got the size, the length, he got the skill. Oh man, you know what? You probably. Oh, that's a good one. I got to hear what the panel think, the chat think, because I'm an RJ fan, but Brandon Ingram and Julius Randle at that 3 and 4, boy, that's special. That cat is like 6'8", 6'9", smooth with it, got skill, could score from every angle. Oh my God, yo, I don't know, man. I would have to sleep on it, Johnny Timon, but I think I would have to do that, man. I'm sorry to say that, fellas, but Brandon Ingram is legit. He's just legit. Give me your take on that. I'm dying to hear what the panel got to say on this one.
Well,
BX,
yeah, I'll take that one. I'll get to that point 2 seconds. I wanted, before we jump, I wanted to chime in on the Kelly Oubre. What if we do get Shea Alexander? Myself along with Dan Akolat, we wanted Shea and Alexander Gilgeous on this team. Let me ask you before we get. I'll get to that real quick. If we go into the season with Shea Alexander, RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, and in the 4, you don't really need to go and get someone. You don't want to spend the money on Kelly Oubre, and you want to take a shot at next free agent and have money. Maybe a Bobby Portis for a 2-year deal, 1-year deal to bring on in, or you could go for a Will Barton or Justin Wilson from Memphis. You bring them in there, you play them there. They ain't gonna cost you too much. But you get a formidable small forward for 1-2 more year deal. Now with the going to the Pelicans, I wouldn't do it because Zion is coming to the Knicks. I mean, That's not gonna, if it were to, if in a perfect world, he's gonna end up being on the Knicks play with RJ. I don't see, but all to play part of the game. Would I trade RJ for Ingram? It all depends who I'm bringing in the small forward. Who I have in mind. What is okay? You got Plan A, RJ for Ingram. What's Plan B? What are you going to replace RJ in shooting forward wise to bring Ingram? And if you're going to bring a shooting forward, a small forward shooting guard that's going to drop you 17, 18 points and is a lethal shooter, like, yeah, I say, you know what? Maybe we should, because now you got three elements, and with Mitchell Robinson, if it doesn't cost you that, yeah, I'll say I'll be 45% of shipping RJ, but 55% no. That's the way I feel.
You know what? Real quick before you time in CT. Great point, BX, on a prior thought and segment. Thought process about the RJ thing prior. But you know what though? I think the Knicks do that. They probably said, if we do our SGA and we throw quickly at the 2, he might be ready to start at the 2. They might feel like quickly can give me 30-something points, but RJ can. But I also got Brandon Ingram. So I would look at right now. That's why I'm wondering, if this was truly noise going around the Knicks organization, that RJ Barrett for Damian Lillard and all that stuff like that, whatever the case may be. Or I think they might be ready to say, we think Emmanuel quickly can give us something, because that cat was dropping 30-something a game every now and then, and so I'm wondering, because when you got a team like that, though I don't want it done, guys, let me get it twisted. I do not want nobody to trade on RJ Barrett, but I can understand the buzz out there, because I think the emergence of Emmanuel quickly in that 3-point game is going to be special. He driving through the lane, that floater, he working on his game. So that's why, like CT said, that when you like RJ Barrett, one of the better players, you're going to be out there in that trade buzz. I don't think it's happening, but I can see it being out there, CT.
Yeah, and I like that BX point. Yeah, to your point, I prefer that route. Brandon Ingram, I really like his game as well, same as you, Divine. Again, I'm just going to have to be on the fence with that one. If they throw in Lonzo, if I get Lonzo and Ingram, I can maybe, really do that deal. I just think, RJ's homegrown. He can help us bring in other guys like Zion. And I just want to see what he's in the third year. He made enough of a jump for me he's earned another year just to see how he is. Moving on from a player that's an unknown still is highly, highly risky as a general manager to me. He deserves a third year based on the improvement he's shown. And he's sturdy. I think he was like leading the league in some of the most minutes. Didn't take nights off. Getting stronger by the day. His body's still maturing. His jump shot's getting better. Remember, he's working with Drew Hanlon now, who they're working on some shooting off the dribble, which could really unlock his game. And he's trying to, throw away all that stuff that he learned under that other coach, that sort of held him back a little bit.
Right. Yeah. Real quick, Johnny Timon, I love that last that check. Listen, Lonzo, quickly, Ingram, Randall, and Mitchell starting with D Rose, Luka, Reggie, Obi. Book it. Book it. I'm trying to tell you, bro. That's a good one, Johnny Timon. I like that. I like that, bro. Book that one. That's a nice team right there. That is a nice squad right there, bro. But so yeah, I'm not even mad at you, Johnny Timon. Good one, bro. We appreciate that. Yeah, man. But it's like I said, man, it's interesting. But we know RJ is the guy, man. You know what I mean? Let's hope he remain a Knick, and and then y'all hope that Zion dream comes true when he do come to New York. You know what I mean? You never know what's going on in the league nowadays. So that was a good one. I appreciate all that, man. Johnny Timon.
That was a very good one. Very good.
I liked it. Yeah, I liked that because with that right there, that team good for the next 4 or 5 years. Oh my God, bro, that team is Lonzo Ball, Emmanuel quickly, I got to throw that back up there, JT, Johnny Timon.
Let's not forget about more picks that we have, you know. We'd still have more picks.
Oh, exactly. Lonzo shoot the 3-ball, quickly shoot the 3-ball, English shoot the 3-ball, Randall shoot the 3-ball. You know what Mitch gonna give you? D Rose, Luca, Reggie, Obi. Oh my God, Noel on the bench. Yo, that's definitely top 4 in the East. You ask me. That's talent right there. That's talent all the way across the board, dude. That's talent right there. So yeah, man. But you know, like I said, but think about this here. If you got to take Ingram out and put RJ in there, that's still dope. But Ingram, that's another level. So Lonzo, quickly, RJ, Randall, and Mitch.
What about this, Divide? What about this? You add to the baby Lakers, you throw in Alonzo, Josh Hart, Ingram, Randall all together.
Right.
What would that do to Laker fans?
Oh yeah, right. Cause they all play with. That would be crazy, man. That I had to throw that back up there, Johnny. Time ago, man. Salute to the chat. Salute to everybody out there, man. Baba Booey, Johnny with the good chat in there. Project Nerd, you already know. Hector, salute. Will, you know, Frank Mattos, everybody, man. Thanks for chiming in, man. Y'all get it popping. Knicks Real Talk, man. Y'all hit that like and subscribe. Y'all come on in, get up in here, man. Let's keep talking Knicks. You know, we on a Friday night. We in here, man, just having a good time. We got the panel in here. We got Bronx Sports Jedi. The streets is buzzing. My brother CT. We had Zach from the Love of the Game was on a few, man. So we gonna keep it moving, man. And real quick, guys, let me plug the show real quick. Hit a plug, and I'll be back in a few minutes, man. Hold that thought. 30 seconds. You already know what it is. Knicks Real Talk. We back, man. Bronx Jedi, Sports Jedi. We got CT, the streets of buzzing. And I got my man Sergeant in there, the pie couple in the building.
I was going to make a call too. I was about to make a Sarge call too. I said, "Where's Sarge at?" I was about to call when I saw him pop up.
Yes, sir, man. Yes, indeed. Johnny Timon in the building. You know, Frank Mattos always in the house. My brother, you already know what it is. Just keep getting it popping, man. It's good, man. Friday night, we up here. It's live and direct, man. Knicks Real Talk, man. Let's get it popping. Yo, man, like I said, that was a good segment, man, on that RJ thing, man. I really think that's something to keep an eye on going into the season. But on a positive note for RJ, you know, I want to see what his next level going to be. You know, I mean, year 3 coming up. You know, he got a chance to go in here and take another step, you know what I mean? So I wonder, you know, what aspects of his game has he been working on? Because I always thought that, you know, I wanted him to work on his vertical a little more, not to be dunking, but work on his vertical. So when he's going to that hole, he's going up in the air. When he's getting fouled, the ref can see people smacking him on his arm or not getting it because they hitting the body. You know what I mean? You know, RJ goes through a hole a lot. He's never getting that foul, man. I'm like, it's not. It can't be because he's a rookie or a second year. I think RJ got to extend that arm and get up there more so they can smack that arm and get a foul because the rest don't always see that stuff at the bottom. You know what I mean? So I like to see him work on his vertical a little more and just rise and go up. You know, that way when you on the way up, you can get the body and the arm. I think that's one part of his game I'd like to see him prove on guys. I really thought that if he can get that down, work on that year, get his dribbling and keep practicing his 3-point game and all other aspects of playmaking. I mean, because I think he's going to be a special dude. You know what I mean? I really do, man. So I would love for RJ to come in there and do a thing. But real quick, man, I'm going to bring Sergeant. In the building. You already know the G-Man in the building. You already know what it is, man. The power couple, man, down on Blanche Tears, man. Y'all go down there and holler at my brother and get it popping. And there you go, the Sergeant in the building. Salute to you, my brother. How are you?
Hey, first and foremost, brothers. Hey, I missed you guys. Oh, I love that Yankee shirt.
I love that shirt. I love that shirt. I love that shirt, man.
Hey, so first and foremost, I want to give shout outs to you guys for reaching out, you know, knowing that I was kind of under the weather. And then at the same time, a special shout out to my man BK. that reached out knowing that we had an impending storm that was on the opposite side of the coast. Normally it's on the Atlantic side, but when it comes to the Gulf side, that's my side. You know what I'm saying? And that creates some stuff, right? But I just want to say, first of all, BX, thanks for reaching out, brother. That shows, that's why I'm here. You know what I'm saying? You guys are my first love. I ain't lying. You know what I'm saying? Anything that I could ever do for you and support what you got going on, I will always, always, always be there for you, brothers. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, brother. Straight up.
Hey, you just being here is more than enough for us, brother. You know, so we love having you have another brother on a panel. So we glad you in here, man, for real. And salute to your Tampa Bay Lightning. Let's get that out the way. Let's get that out the way before we go into some more Knicks stuff. Tampa Bay Lightning won the Stanley Cup 2 in a row. They hotter than fire.
That's right. Yeah. So Divine, let me put this in context, right? So some people. So when I got to get in my position. I don't want to get in my position early, but sometimes y'all gonna make me get in my position. So let's examine this. Let's examine this for a quick second. Super Bowl champs are who?
Tampa Bay.
Yup. Stanley Cup winners are who?
The Lightning.
Lightning, Tampa Bay.
So the only thing I got to wish for right now, since we don't have an NBA team yet, but the only thing I got to reach for right now. Not that. I'm gonna say, yeah. Take your headphones off. Tampa Bay Rays, baby. That's where I'm going. And I'm a Knicks fan, but I'm telling you right now, I gotta go with the home team, baby. Listen,
they're on fire. Tampa on fire. Tampa on fire right now, brother.
They're doing the thing. They're doing that thing, and what people don't realize is that there's a cycle here, right? Okay, so first the Bucks win the Super Bowl. The Lightning win the Stanley Cup. Oh, and so now what we need to watch is what? We need to watch the progression of the Rays. Oh, and you heard it here first. So everybody out there that thinks that if this happens, that it's a fluke, oh, you heard it here first, baby. I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all. Hey, BX.
Let's give them the Tampa props because I got to real quick. You get back on the Knicks thing, so I just want to get you in there while you're saying it. I think you and BX should be happy because Boston's Red Sox is about to slip out.
They are.
They're going to slip out. I think that's going to be Yankees and Rays to win that division. So I just want to put that out there. Then we get back to the RJ thing. Real quick.
I hope.
Yeah, hey, CT. RJ's maturation, next level, year 3. I'd like Johnny Timon said he'd like to see him work on his ISO game, pull up mid-range, step back threes, would open up his driving even more. I agree with that. I think that's going to be a nice step in this game. Like I said, I do want to see him get a little bit more verticality up, going higher, just not to be dunking on people, just to get that when they smack him on his elbow and all that stuff. You know what I mean? He can get them calls. But what do you think, CT? They'll let Hard get in there.
Yeah, I agree. He's got to do all that. But for me, it's his handle. He's RJ Barrett with a tighter handle, and it could be a wrap. He's going to improve with shooting. Made a huge leap already, shooting 40% or more. That was incredible. That just showed that he got the right shooting coach, and the other guys he was working with before are probably unemployed right now.
Mm-hmm.
And get a good handle, man. It's a wrap.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, sorry. What do you think, man? RJ's next level. What you looking for in year 3 from the brother?
Divine, that's an interesting question, and I've been toiling with this question all day after I saw his performance in the playing with the Canadian team, right? So. Couple things we got to put in perspective. One, that league and in the environment that he's playing is different than the NBA. So first of all, these guys don't have a chance to scheme for you like they have a chance to scheme for you in the NBA. That's number one. Number two is there's no Julius Randle on that team, right? So as the ball circumvents the court, there is no person, there is no iconic figure in the middle of the court saying, "Give me the ball." The offense runs through me, and then everyone else gets theirs after I finish what I'm doing. Right? That didn't exist. So, in a certain way, I think we're mixing apples and oranges. But back to my man R.J. Barrett. R.J. Barrett, I think, needs to understand, embrace what his game is. Right now, he's had a lot of people in his ear that say your game is this. Then someone else comes and says your game is that. And then someone else says, come here and let me teach you how to do this. And that may not be my best character. That may not be my best attribute, right? Get all those outside voices out of your head. And my hope is, and again, I know hope is not a strategy. I always say that. But at the same time, RJ needs to figure out who RJ is going to be. And once he does that, the rest of this, the white noise, it disappears. It's non-relevant at that point. Until he does that, Divine, BX, CT, I truly believe that he will continue to be on this Ferris wheel that he's on right now, like a hamster running a treadmill, right? You just running around. He may have some glimpses of glamour here and there, but how productive is that? I need for R.J. Barrett to be R.J. Barrett. I need for R.J. Barrett to be spoken of in the same terminology when we're talking about a Zion Williamson. They were drafted 1 and 2. Well, I'm sorry, 1 and 3, because Ja Morant went 2, right? But at the same, look, RJ has the potential to be great, but he's got to get out of his own way. Stop letting people influence things that they want you to do. Yeah, imagine this, guys. Everybody put your thinking cap on for about 2 seconds. 2 seconds, right? Imagine somebody coming into at your front door or calling your office or whatever and say, "Hey, listen, I got this great business opportunity. It's all about buying, I don't know, let's say 4-leaf clovers. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? But if you invest this amount of money, I can guarantee you this return on your investment, right?" And you buy into that. And you figure out that the dude is trying to save these 4-leaf clovers is full of caca. But why are we listening to these people? You know what I'm saying? That's the same thing with RJ Barrett. You got these coaches coming in and saying, "RJ, your shot is off. Let me teach you how to shoot basketball." Dude, I've been playing basketball my entire life. How you gonna come in here and tell me that what I've been fundamentally taught throughout my career is wrong? First of all, what I'm gonna tell you is I don't want to talk to you. So that the big dude I got that's about 6'9" or 6'11", weigh about 350 pounds, escort this dude out of this building because he don't need to be in here talking to me right now. What I need is someone that can come in and help me solidify my foundational skill set. That's what I need. And that's what RJ needs. And if he gets that, RJ is going to be special. I'm telling you right now. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go long. You know how I get when I get up here.
No. We enjoy having your thoughts.
That's why you're here.
I want to piggyback on that real quick with that. Sorry. One thing is, it's a point question. Do you think would it hurt for RJ Barrett, or would it benefit him if Julius Randle is no longer on the team with Julius? Do you think his game will get better if Julius is not in that there, or does you think RJ Barrett needs a point guard to help him move forward and elevate his game? The point is, does it work with Julius Randle or doesn't? What do you think on that one? Seeing is a small sample.
So what I would say is this, BX. I would say that the head coach of the New York Knicks needs to take the ball out of Julius Randle's hand. The problem that the Knicks had last season was that the offense ran through Julius Randle. And I understand why that happened because we didn't have a floor general out there. The offense should always run through a point guard. The point guard is the person that disperses the ball, and he knows who's hot, who's not, who's going to get the ball, and you know how all that works. We can never have a successful season if we have a point forward. Now, and people will see this later on and say, "Well, we just went. We had a span where we went 10-0, or 9-0, whatever that record was. But what happened in the playoffs, guys? People had a chance to scout what we were doing. They was like, you know what? You don't come in here with the same old flip flop, whatever the case may be. I'm gonna put some gravy in your flip flop, and then guess what's gonna happen? I'm gonna flip it over. I'm gonna roast it over the fire. Out there on the beach. You know what? That's what we do. I'm gonna drink me a Corona, and then I'm gonna eat your flip flop with gravy on it because you have not done anything different than what you was doing at the beginning of the season. So the answer is this. I think Julius Randle needs to remain on the team because he's an integral part of what we have in the building phase, right? But the basketball cannot be orchestrated by Julius Randle. We need a point guard to be able to get the ball to different levels of what's going on. Because I promise you right now, when Julius Randle comes down the court, he's not looking at defensive setups. He knows that a double team is coming, but knowing that, in my mind, I would think, okay, well, if I can't get my open shot, I need to look for the open guy. But you have to have confidence in the open guy that's going to make the shot. So even if I'm double teamed and I want to get the ball out to Divine, I have to be confident that Divine's going to make the shot. But if Divine can't make the shot, Divine's going to pass the ball to CT, and CT's going to make the shot. Listen, I watched something the other night that I never thought I would see in the NBA. Ever. I saw the Phoenix Suns have a segment in the game to where they passed the ball 10 times. 10 times before the shot clock even expired. I'm sitting here watching this. I'm like, oh my God, are you serious right now? A whole bunch of people had a whole bunch of different opportunities to shoot the ball, but they didn't. What did they do? They waited for the most, the best percentage shot that could been taken at the time that it needed to be taken. Period. That's the mindset that we need to get to. We need to get away from all this, whatever the glitz and the glamour says that we're supposed to be doing. Oh, they don't mean nothing to me. Who's the person that says what's supposed to be special? Who's the person that says what's supposed to be glitz and glamour? Miss me with all that, right? Because you have no vested interest in the New York Knicks. You have no vested interest in our players. You have no vested interest in the scheme in which we are playing basketball today. Now, tomorrow it may be something different. I don't know. Because our front office is very good at keeping whatever they're doing on lock. We have never heard anybody say, the New York Post would never come out and say, well, I've got it on good authority from the front office of the New York Knicks that this is what we're thinking. No, what you got to do is you got to make up stuff at this point. Stop playing with me. The short answer, but let me get back to the conversation because I have a tendency to ramble sometimes. You guys haven't noticed. So here we go. To your answer, BX, I think that RJ Barrett would thrive with a Julius Randle on the team. However, I need a point guard in the mix. I don't need the ball going through Julius Randle because if the ball goes through Julius Randle, that's going to stunt RJ Barrett's growth, and he's going to regress. He's definitely going to regress. So we need a point guard to be able to be that floor general to make sure the ball goes where it needs to go.
Yeah, you know what, I want to piggyback off that. You know what, I think Julius Randle and RJ got a good rapport on the court. And Julius Randle put up 20, almost 24. RJ only put up 18, close, hypothetically. Yeah. And I think they played well together. But I do understand BX at that point because I think you got to remember this was only RJ's second year. You know what I mean? And in
4 years.
Yeah, full year. So now going into his third year, this is to me going to be that year for RJ. I'll tell you the reason why I say that. If RJ have a breakout year or a better year, he can look forward to getting extended in a year or two or a year coming up. You know what I mean? So now the Knicks gonna be like, we're gonna have to extend him in 2 years. is he worth the money, or do we go out and get one of these guys that we talking about, like the Damian Lillards and all these guys, that time we extend RJ 2 years off their contract if he going, you know what I mean, like that, and then they only had so many years left, or they thinking like, you know what, if RJ get better, we when RJ extension due, we give him his extension. So you know, and that is a good point with Julius Randle, because I do think Julius Randle. With the only thing I don't like, and it's not a knock on him, it's just the whole thing. When the Knicks play the ball, I noticed that they wait to the last minute to set up a play. So that's why Sarge said they need a point guard, because they'd be there and then they wait till about like 10, 11 seconds left, then they get a ball to Julius Randle.
Yep.
And here's the problem I have with that. If they don't score that ball without Mitchell Robinson, they're not a good offense rebounding team. You know what I mean? So now you only got one shot. You got one shot with 11 seconds left. That's the only thing that bothers me about sometimes if you give Julius Randle the ball, you put it in his hand, and it's not moving around. You know, that's like stagnation, I guess I would try to say. It makes the offense stagnant.
So Devon, let me ask you this question, right? And you brought up a great point right there, right? So I'm gonna put this in your mind. That same concept you just laid out. So normally Julius Randle will have a step back, or he would have the fadeaway. One of the two. Those are the two go-to moves, right? But it's all about iso ball. So who has a better opportunity to make an offensive rebound? Is it when you make say that you dribble 2 more times and you take a 10 to 12 foot mid-range, or if you're shooting a 3-pointer that's going to bounce all the way out to get the other team a chance to get the rebound?
Yep. That's the problem I have with that whole thing, and that's to me that's the only thing. Like I said, that's the reason when BX and y'all guys say Lonzo Ball, that's one reason I don't have a problem with him, because Lonzo Ball can set up an offense very good. That's one thing he's good at. You know what I mean? He know where to get that ball at the right time, this and that. And so, but you know what? Let's say I'm not saying he's gonna start, but let's say I do think we're gonna have him on the team again. I think Luka Valdoza is a really good guard like that. He's a really good setup guard. I like the way he sees. I watch some film with this guy, man. He sees things that sometimes I not even think about a ball player gonna see. I'm like, whoa! I didn't even know that dude was over there in the corner, you know, like that. So I do agree. Wholeheartedly with BX with the point guard thing, man. And for Julius Randle situation, how does it affect RJ's game? Depending on what level would he hold him back from going to another level? You know, that would be the interesting to me. Is where would he go with Julius Randle? There, can he go further with Julius Randle, or he going to be pretty much have to say second fiddle Julius Randle, and his game don't go to a level that he wanted to go to? And I think that's a question that's going to be asked. Maybe that's why you hear all this stuff out there as well too.
Yeah, maybe they think that RJ has reached a plateau with Randle going forward, and maybe they say maybe if they exploit a trade and see what they could bring, just dangle out there, see what feedback they could get, what's the other general managers willing to give or entreat for an RJ Barrett. Remember, because everybody values our own higher than what others the league sees. So maybe they're just putting feelers out for maybe next season or next trading deadline. You know, they may not do no movements now this offseason, but what I keep saying, and I'm going to stick to it, I'm going to keep saying it from here throughout the next Real Talk regular season and forth. I think there's going to be a lot of movement in the coming February 2022 trading deadline, because all the big studs and guys are going to be free agents, and they're going to be guys that says, I ain't coming back here. Don't expect me to sign. XYZ, do you look for and trade me or whatever the case? All the disgruntled and all the movements, the point is there's going to be a lot of movements. So I think a lot of people now are just shopping, putting feelers around the leagues just to see what other general managers, what other organization feels about the current players that have maybe, rookie contracts or that's why the SGH name comes up a lot. You're going to hear Marvin Bagley's name come up a lot. You're Buddy Hield and so forth. because if they need to make blockbuster trades in the middle of February,
Jaren Jackson,
all those names, they're gonna put feelers to see what. Okay, I remember in the off season, XY team was really hot and heavy for XYZ player. Let me call them up and see if I could, I know you were hot and heavy for this player. I know you're going to have money for, 3 months, whatever rental. The compensation, are you willing to give me so-and-so player? No. Okay, but I know you have a draft pick. So what about if you give me 2? So the negotiations actually, my point is the negotiation is actually starting now for next February. And I think that's what's going to happen this going forward.
Yeah. CT, man, you think as far as RJ Barrett, I know we talked about this earlier. Do you think BX's point with the situation with Randall, how do you see that going forward with them two?
He didn't see it.
Yes.
Man, I think that there was great synergy. So I think they're growing, I just think in the playoffs when they neutralized Randall, RJ wasn't ready yet to be a number 2 in the playoffs, to carry a team yet, He was relatively inconsistent all throughout the year. Some games he'd give you 28, sometimes he'd give you 10 points. I think the third year he might be a bit more ready. So I'm looking forward to seeing them grow a bit more with their synergy. It all comes back to the point guard, as G-Man said. Forever and a day we've been talking about a floor general. Exactly what CP3 is doing for Phoenix right now.
Yes.
He's a player of that caliber can change an entire franchise from being almost, in a play-in at the bubble to being now in the NBA Finals. Because that's the only move Phoenix did. They were playing it out in the bubble last year, and now they're playing it out for the trophy. So who knows? We already have an upgrade with Mitch back, Luka Vildoza. Let's bring in Lonzo or Lowry or someone, a vet point guard. And I think we'll be right there in the top 4 seeds again. I think Philly about to blow it up. I don't see Simmons staying on that team until the trade deadline, past the trade deadline next season. Atlanta, we'll see what they do. But I think we're going to be right there. We've got the biggest cap space in the league, and we've got all these picks. So we're going to make some move. We're going to make some upgrades. But I think Julius and RJ will be around, and I think the continuity between those two cornerstones at the moment, and where's cornerstone Kev?
Great point. Well, you know what a couple at one of them here, the other one there somewhere.
He don't like this kind of. He don't like this side of the neighborhood.
It's too late.
But
it's too late in the night for him.
Yeah, but the BX brought this up. I'm gonna bring the Zion thing up for this reason. Do you think that the Knicks do a sign and trade with Julius Randle and Zion if you don't think they're going to extend Julius Randle and you think Zion might want to come here? Because if you're going to extend Julius Randle, obviously, maybe I don't know, but I can see where if you know you want Zion that bad, you probably have to do before you give Julius Randle a max extension. It'd be best to try to put him in a deal with Zion and some picks. You know what I mean? Because his point production is there. You know what I mean? Because you're gonna have to give up something for Zion Williams. You're gonna have to give up your best player. Let's put that out there. Yeah. So yeah. I can see, him and the plethora of picks and whatever to get Zion and RJ on that same team. That's what in the BX he just feels it's gonna happen. So do you go that route and say, okay, you know what? Instead of giving Julius Randle his extension, because you got to remember Zion will have to get extension too. So who would you rather extend, Zion or Julius Randle? If you guys had to pick, who would you extend? Would you extend Zion or would you extend Julius Randle?
So the one thing I have control of, if I'm the New York Knicks, is what I'm doing with Julius Randle's contract. Zion Williamson contract is up in the air. I don't know what in the world the Pelicans are going to be doing. I have no clue, right? But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to base the future of the New York Knicks on the Pelicans' decision. I'm not going to do that.
Right.
Not even almost. Not even almost, right? So I have to have certain concessions that tells me that Zion Williamson wants to be a New York Knick. Now, if we have that discussion, that opens up a whole new era of what we need to talk about. Because then that changes my call sheet, right? So prior to understanding that, my call sheet is this right here. My call sheet means that I'm talking to, lower level agents. I'm talking to, whomever. But once I find out that Zion Williamson has a legit interest in joining the New York Knicks, and he's willing to do this. This is the important part right here. He's willing to go in front of the national media, his front office, and says, I want out. I will not resign with you guys. I want out. Now, what you can do at this point is get the best value you can get for me, or you can think that I'm crazy and not address my concerns, and then I leave and you get nothing. So what are you going to do?
Yep.
The franchise is going to say, I want the best value for you at this point in time. So that changes my call sheet immediately. You know what I'm saying? It changes it immediately. At that point, Zion Williamson then has the fortitude to be able to go and say, okay, agent, I need you to call Mr. Rose and give him my demands. I mean, these are the things. I don't want to use the word demands. My concessions. These are the things I'm looking for moving forward. And I will be a Knick. Now, after we get all that said and done, we can have a deal moving forward. Now, this is what becomes interesting. If I'm the Pelicans and you want my best player, well, hell, I want your best player too. So if Zion Williamson is in the conversation, why on God's green earth is Julius Randle not in the conversation? Why? What? Smokey, you muted, brother.
And your picture's bad.
You still we can't hear you.
Let me see. I unmuted his mic. Let me see. Am I doing it?
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Testing.
We still can't hear you, my good friend.
We can hear you, brother. We can hear you.
Yeah.
No,
salute, smoking Nick. Salute, my brother. What's going on with you?
He's having a little article difficulty.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna chime in on with you there, Sarge. If the Knicks wants to do trade for Zion Williamson, I think there's got to be a third team involved because I don't see Julius would like to go back to Dallas.
He's not going back.
No. I mean, excuse me, to New Orleans. Excuse me.
You're right. You're right.
Would you try to entice Dallas on a 3-team deal? Send Julius back home to Dallas, Kristaps Porzingis to New Orleans, Zion Williamson to New York. Maybe New York sends the Pelicans some draft picks, some plethoras of draft picks, or maybe a player just to give the Pelicans something, and then you bring a Zion Williamson. Julius Randle goes back home, with a new deal. Remember, he could sign that 125 for 4 years, which is not going to be too much for Mark Cuban to absorb, and then we have to give. We have to extend Zion Williamson now ahead of the time because you don't want because then you could get him on a long-term max cheap deal. If we wait for him to come here to New York and it gets 25, 27 point average, it's going to go up from one. Maybe he might, it might be he might be end up in the $200 million mark. And
exactly.
So those are the type of deals, but I'm for it. I've been saying he's going to be a Knick anyway, just to shake him loose. I hope so.
So from that aspect, BX, I would say this. I look at a couple of different things, right? And don't get me wrong. And what people tend to kind of discredit what people have said prior to whatever the current statement is. They take the current statement and run. I love Julius Randle. I appreciate everything he's done for us this entire season. But and however, I am what you call a builder, right? I love to be able to put things in retrospect and Legos, brothers. Listen, Legos. You take one thing, one block, put it on top of the next, and then the next, and you build and you build. So listen, check this out. What is our core right now? If you had to look at the core, what is the who are the core pieces right now? I got 4 names in my head right now. What's the core?
Yeah, Mitchell Robinson, by Manuel Quickly, Obi Toppin, RJ Barrett. To me,
BX, boy, I tell you, that's that Jedi mind trick right there. I'm telling you, I agree 120%. Now, if you think about that, and then you think about what Julius Randle has been able to benefit us with this past season, we always say this, and when people think about this, if you can never be attached to a player, and I hear this all the time, right? You can never be attached to a player. However, and hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm attached to Obi Toppin. That's my dude. That is my dude. But and however, if a deal came up that's gonna make our team better, I'll be okay with letting Obi go. I'm just being honest, right? But I say all that to say this. Imagine this for 2 seconds. Imagine a deal that came to bear because of what Mr. Randle was able to do for us this past season, and the season was able wanted to give up their whole kit caboodle to say, okay, I want Julius Randle. Okay, all right, I understand what you're saying. So in order for me to even have a conversation with you, I want Zion Williamson out of New Orleans. So figure that out, third team. Figure that out, and then we can talk. And then all these conversations happen with these big wigs out there, because now we're talking money, right? We are talking fandom. They're talking money. Right. So when we start talking money, they're like, okay, I can save this amount of money on that contract. I don't have to pay. I can transfer the remainder of that contract to this team, and then I'm like, okay, well, I can absorb that because that's still keeping us way below the salary cap, and I still have opportunities to bring in people to support what we building, right? Man, stop playing with me right now, guys. Y'all got me in my zone right now. I'm telling you right now. Listen. If we can get a Zion Williamson on this team, my dream lineup right now, I'm not even talking long term where we solidify where the roster is going to be, but just in the near term. Let's look at this. Right now, I'm good with Luka at the point, right? I'm good with that. So say bringing Zion in here cost me Julius Randle. This is probably going to be blasphemous, and whoever watches this is going to be like, oh, you a hater of Julius Randle. No, I'm a lover of New York Knicks, baby. That's what I do. I love the Knicks. So this is where we are. I got Luka at the point. I got RJ at the 2. Oh my goodness! Watch how this roster it's like Thanksgiving, right? When you smell the collard greens cooking, the turkey in the oven, the stuff. Oh my goodness!
Let us have it, brother. Let us have it. We want to eat. Bring it to us.
We got Luka at the 1. We got RJ at the 2. I feel in my heart of hearts, right? And this may be overreaching, but I feel Obi Toppin at the 3. I feel Zion Williamson at the 4, and I feel Mitchell Robinson at the 5. How you like me now? How you like me now?
I like it.
Oh man, that's crazy. Hey, real quick, hey, Linda Lynn, salute to you up in the chat. Salute to the chat real quick, man. Everybody been smoking. Nick was in here. He'll get back at G Money about to pop in. But man, you know what? Salute to everybody in the chat, man. Baba Booey, you already know what it is, man. Everybody in there. You already like and subscribe, man. We in here talking Knicks tonight, man, on an all-season edition, man. Let's get it popping, get it live over here, man. We in here on a Friday night doing our thing. But real quick, I tell you, CT. Let me ask everybody. Just give me a quick yes or no, and I'm gonna go around the panel. BX, do the Knicks extend Julius Randle?
No.
CT.
Yes.
Sarge.
Yes, because they're scared.
Okay.
I'm telling you about the Knicks and the extension, Divine. This is where the Knicks are with Julius Randle. They don't know. So the crazy part about this whole ordeal is this: they don't understand the power that they have in the ability to be able to negotiate, right? Until you allow the front office to go out and do what they do, they're still going off the same old rhetoric as I got to deal with this person. I got to go into the back room with the dude that's smoking about 50 cigarettes in about 10 seconds, and we got to have a conversation. No, I don't have to do none of that. None of that. Why? Because we were the 4th seed this season. That means something in the NBA, right? That means something. What you should be talking about right now is this: our head coach. So the head coach was able to get us from here to here. But can he take us over the top? Tom Thibodeau, to me, is a mirror image of a Mark Jackson at Golden State. Mirror image. He was meant to bring in, congeal all the assets we have, get them working, and then we bring someone else in to take us over the threshold. That's what we are right now. Mark my words. Tibbs, I love you. I'm glad you got Coach of the Year. You know, I applaud everything you did for us. But I'm telling you, you probably about 24 months without just going ahead and retire. I'm not going to say look for another job. Just go ahead and retire. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
At the end of the day.
Let me piggyback. Lynn. I don't think none of them guys is untouchable. Everybody on the Knicks is touchable.
Yes.
Everybody. So I just want to go down there to answer the question that Lynn had. Yeah, I think anybody is. I don't think there's not one person on that team is untouchable. You know what I mean? But you know what? At CT, do Julius? Yes or no? Quick answer. I asked everybody else. Do Julius Randle get extended? Yes or no? Did you answer that question already?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you did say okay. I want to make sure I missed you. My apologies. Yeah, man. Yeah. I don't think. I'm gonna lean like they ain't gonna extend him. I'm gonna put it that way. I don't think they're gonna extend him.
So Divine, if they don't extend him, what do they do? What's the next move?
You know what?
Because Julius Randle is a huge piece of anything the Knicks want to do moving forward. If they don't have another piece to fill in that spot. So if to that logic, if they don't extend him, what are they doing?
Only thing I can look at is sign and trade.
Okay.
They can sign and trade him. You know what I mean? Because I just don't know if the Knicks gonna get that boy $100-something million right now. I think you know what, to me, this is just my personal opinion. I think that young core they have with Obi, Toppy, RJ, and you know what, they go out there and get somebody in that timeline. Don't get me wrong, Julius Randle is only 26 years old, but I do think that, let's say, like, let me use the word Zion. Zion got to be what, 22, 23, 24, whatever.
As RJ, I think they're a year apart.
That's what I mean. That might be what they do, but I do believe I love Julius Randle. Julius Randle ever since he came in the league, he got better every year. I'm only doing it from a business standpoint, not from a Julius Randle don't like standpoint. I'm only talking on the business side.
You in the executive level right now. I'm with you. I'm with you.
I'm not talking about from a don't like the player, because to me you sign them and keep them there, whatever. But I'm looking at the longevity. Will got a good point there. Let me read Will. Will said, I love to stay him for 4 years, 106, or whatever he can do this season, but I'm not ready to give him $200 million the next offseason. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm struggling with. Not, but let's say Julius Randle come out here and drop 27, 28 a game this year, then that's a different story. You know what I mean?
Well, Divine,
and take them to another level. Then,
so I would agree to disagree. I would agree to the fact that Julius Randle will always think that he needs to produce, because as long as you're producing, that means that elevates your stock. His stock, Julius Randle's stock, is elevated at that point because people are looking at what you're doing. Now, case in point is, and you may be elevating your stock, but your stock may not be what we need for the franchise. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
So I'm going to give you every opportunity to elevate your stock. Guess what? Because that's going to make you, Mr. Randle, that much more of a prospect for people to come in and pay much more for you to get you on their squad than what we're losing. So I say all that to say this, and this is how I bring it all back to home, right? You like the toilet bowl, right? When you flush the toilet and the water circles, here we go. I'm gonna get you back to where we need to be. Julius Randle will never, ever, 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 ever want to go back to the Pelicans. I promise you that. I have never been in a bad situation, and then someone says, well, I would give you X, Y, and Z for you to come back to this same bad situation. I'm not doing that. No, that's when you need that third team. That's when you talked about the Dallas Mavericks. So if we can get, okay, so where's Julius Randle from again?
Dallas.
Oh, goodness. See how that works? Call Mark Cuban. Hey, this is World Wide West. Check this out. I got my man over here in New Orleans that we're working a deal. But what I'm about to give you is, so you having problems right now with Kristaps, and then Dirk is not happy. So what I'm about to give you a piece that's gonna help solidify your home style. You know what I'm saying? That your home base. I'm about to give that to you. But Mark, let's be real, right? So Mark, I'm looking at your eye to eye, brother. I'm looking at your eye to eye. I'm gonna need something from you, right? I need Zion Williamson up out of New Orleans. So whatever that takes, we need to be able to conversate about that and make that happen. Because what I'm about to send you is a savior for your organization. Hit me up, Mark. Hit me up. And you know what? Before I even hit in on the video chat, my phone ringing. Mark Cuban on the phone like, hey, check this out, brother. This is what we can do. I'm like, okay, I'm with you. Let's get my man. What is the GM's name for the Pelicans? Oh, I should know this.
David Griffin.
David. Hey, Griff, check this out. Griff, check this out, brother. Hey, check this out. Hey, I got this is World Wide West and Mark Cuban on the phone right now, right? So understand, you may have some potential problems on your hands right now, brother, that you don't even know is coming. You know, Lonzo Ball is out here acting out. You know, and once one player start acting out, that gives everybody else the permission to act out, whatever they want to do. Okay, so I know for a fact that your guy Zion wants out of small market and he wants in big market. I'm willing to take on the remainder of his contract right now, today. Mark is about to tell you that he's going to send you Mr. Porzingis, right? And with some other substantial opportunities for you to make this valuable for your organization. Now, Mr. Griffin, at the same time, what I'm about to send you right now, I'm telling you, this is great stuff right here. What I'm about to send you right now is 2022 first round draft picks. That's what you need. You need to be able to build your franchise. All I need out of you, the only thing I want out of you right now, today, right now, me speaking to you, I need Zion. I need Zion to be in the Knicks jersey in the next 48 hours. Make it happen.
Yeah,
Period. And hang up the phone.
I would love Mount Zion. Salute everybody. By the
So,
way,
G Money, how you
G
doing, my brother?
Money, what's going on, man?
Welcome
I'm
back,
still on my
Kyle, brother.
thank you. Still on my
Salute.
vacation. I'll be salute. I'm still on my vacation in Africa. Leave July 27. So hope everybody's doing well. Just want to have my quick thoughts. Um, I would love Mount Zion to come here. I would love Zion to be in New York. The dude is athletic. He can block shots. He only needs to work on is his conditioning and stretching the floor. If he can work on those things, he'll be more of a beast. So I would love. I don't want to lose Randall, but I do love Zion. So it's kind of a hard decision, man. It really is because Julius Randle has been our MVP all season, for the Knicks.
Yes.
But Zion is a beast. So it's tough, man. It's tough.
It is. It really is, man. It's sentimental with Julius Randle. I love Julius Randle game. I think he's one of them Knicks that came here and he earned his respect, man. He worked hard. He always in the gym. He doing his thing, man. And I love his maturation from when he first got to the league to now. But that Dallas New Orleans thing, Mark Cuban throwing some picks, and Knicks can give him 3 picks. You know what I mean? They can wind up with Kristaps Porzingis and 5 first rounders. You know what I'm saying?
5 KP, but not the version of KP.
6 first rounders, whatever.
So the only thing I would say, guys, is this. I am a huge Julius Randle fan, right?
Obi.
Well, I'm not a bigger Randle fan than I am Obi fan. That's a fact, CT. You already know. Obi is my guy. That's my dude. That's my ride or die for real. But I would say this about Mr. Randle. I applaud his efforts in what happened over the last season. But at the end of the day, I have to view the game the same way the players view the game, right? So when you're talking about this from a fan perspective, this is where I come to grips with it, right? So anything that Julius Randle did this past season, as it benefited the Knicks, it also benefited his aspect to get a new contract. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about. There is nobody that gets up in the morning, gets out of the bed, and goes and does a task and not expect to be compensated for it. That doesn't happen. It really doesn't. So for me, what I'm looking at right now, I will look Julius Randle in the eye right now. Julius, I love you. I love your family. I love everything that you got going on, brother. I applaud the steps that you were able to make in the past season to elevate your game and to increase your stock in the NBA, right? All-star, you know what I'm saying? All these things mean things. That these are monetary aspects of Julius Randle's game. But at the end of the day, where do I need to be? And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be honest with you, Julius. I'm gonna look you in your face. We're gonna sit down at the table and we're gonna have a conversation like real men do, right? I'm not gonna let you hear about this on Twitter or nothing like that. What I'm gonna tell you is this, Julius. I appreciate everything that you've done for us. I really do. However, I have a trade offer on the table right now, and what I need for you to do, I need for you to wrap your head around moving back to Dallas, because that's where you're going to go. The offer that I have, you don't need to be privy to all the information. All I'm telling you is that the same deal that you have gotten from the Knicks, you will get from the Mavericks. So you don't lose anything. But you get to go home. You know what I'm saying? Okay, Julius, thank you very much. Thank you for all your contributions and everything. I'm going to shake your hand and I'm going to kick you out of my office. Because at the same time, I need to call Mark Cuban and say, listen, The deal's done, dude. Let's get this done. And then I need for Mark Cuban to call Mr. Griffin and say, hey, put Zion Williamson on a plane and send him to New York right now. And that's how it goes, brothers. That's how the deal goes down. You know what I'm saying?
Let me say this: if say if the Zion Williamson trade doesn't happen, I can see another scenario. And out to Lee, salute. I like when you always come on. You always come on and join us. I appreciate seeing you. We're talking about hypothetical or not hypothetical, but there's a lot of rumbling and smoke to the Zion Williamson rumor that he wants out of New Orleans, and we're just the Knicks need to make the phone calls and do the diligence. But back to what I'm proposing and what I'm thinking, they could pick up his option this year and sign him for that 1 year deal, right? Knowing that next year all the heavy hitters of free agencies, the cream of the cream, will be out there, and it wouldn't be far fetched to what I'm about to say. We've seen right now relationships, because remember, everything happens with brand and relationships in the league. Who's having a relationship right now as they practicing as we speak? Obi Toppin, Emmanuel Quickly, and Mr. Kevin Durant. Now, would it be far-fetched that at the end of next year, Brooklyn, I don't think Brooklyn will win the title, or even if they do, could I see a Kevin Durant opt out and sign a deal with the Knicks and move over to sign at the next year? And then you could say you have Julius Randle next year, and let's say Julius Randle do have that monster game, or he doesn't. He could move on, and you could sign Kevin Durant for because now you have R.J. Barrett taking the next step. Hopefully, Luka Valdoza, you finally found your point guard, and then you just bring in Kevin Durant to be like a finishing touch, and boom, there's your run. Could it? I'm not saying I hope Randall stays, but maybe that's the direction the Knicks might move there. So there's so many things to talk about, and also with Zion Williamson. It would behoove the Knicks to try to get Zion Williamson in here, because with the way just bringing him to the New York Knicks on the team itself, he is $1 billion marketing player in
Absolutely.
the NBA. Immediately, the minute he puts on the orange and blue, that's $1 billion marketing. NBA, all the NBA will do is talk about the Knicks. No more negative.
Oh, yeah.
Now they have Zion Williamson, R.J. Barrett, and so forth. And that's just money-wise, financial standpoint. It makes a ton of sense. That's my opinion on that.
I agree.
Yeah, real quick, man. I just think them three teams that would be a trade that can work. I think it wouldn't even be an issue just due to the fact I think Julius Randle will play good with Luka Doncic. I just think that's a nice combination. You know what I mean? That oh my God, bro. And Luka Doncic is like a walking triple double too. Oh my God, they both triple double threats. You know what I mean? Randall could throw up a triple double if he wanted to get more assists in the game. You know what I mean? If we hypothetically, I just think you never know how the NBA pans out, man. That was a great segment. I'm glad we talked about that. I thought that was real interesting, man, because it's a lot of stuff that the Knicks are in a good place. They got a lot of opportunity. They got a lot of options. This is the first time in a long time since I've been a Knicks fan that I've seen all these options. They got options for days, and we dying to see what Luka Valdoza gonna do. CT said CT gonna speak on that because CT said he playing tomorrow. So when CT get back in, if he listen, CT with the Luka Valdoza he playing your home country tomorrow. Am I correct?
Oh yeah. So tomorrow the exhibition tournament kicks off with the 4 teams: USA, Nigeria, Argentina, and Australia. So each day we got back-to-back games. Tomorrow you'll see the USA versus Nigeria. Straight after that, ESPN, Australia versus Argentina. Then the next day you're going to see it, teams rotate. And it's all on TV. And we'll see our first glimpse of Luka tomorrow against some NBA opposition. Matisse Thybulles in the Australian team. Dellavedova, Paddy Mills, Joe Ingles, Dante Exum, Josh Green. We'll see if he looks like the part.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to tune in that. I know I got my fire. I'm gonna get my fire stick popping up. I got to watch Luka Valdoza tomorrow, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I gotta find a way to watch that because I mean he's important to me, a really important piece to the Knicks what I mean by that is what determine what they want to do in free agency. He could change the game financially. Yes, he could change the game financially. Like, okay, you know what? I think I could bring back Derrick Rose. I think Luka Vildoza and Derrick Rose can handle the point for the Knicks. And you get so to me, I mean that would be huge. I'm dying to see what he's gonna do tomorrow. I'm gonna be glued into that game, man, and see how that pop off. See what he got, because from what I've seen on tape, he's got skills. You know what I mean? He's got skills. Now I just want to see, are they gonna translate to the NBA game? You know what I mean? And if it does, I'm really excited to see that, man. And we got my man Smoking Knicks in the building. Salute, my brother. Are you good with the audio?
Yeah, fam. I had to get it all right, you know.
Yes, sir. Well, welcome to the show, my brother. Welcome for coming aboard the panel. We appreciate you driving in on Knicks Real Talk, man. We here, man. Divine, Bronx, Jedi, 76, CT. We got G Money over there, Africa on vacation. G Money, I hope you have a good time over there. And we got my man Sarge in the building, man. We just talking about some Zion stuff, man, and we gonna let CT.
All right. First of all, I'm gonna apologize. My lighting, I'm still working on it. We're gonna get it right. But good, I wanna say I appreciate you for allowing me to come on the panel and drop this knowledge on you. You feel me? And
yes, sir.
Appreciating my opinion, because you know we all Knicks family. That's right. I'm gonna say, first of all, I disagree with y'all on your Zion take. We don't need him. But and I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm not even gonna go in. I'm not gonna dig no grave on y'all. I ain't going. You know what I mean? I'm gonna just say, nah. If we plotting on RJ, if we plotting on Randall, then we not loyal, because RJ is more susceptible to getting traded right now than Randall. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we agree. We agree with that. We agree with that. We just kind of going off scenario. We don't want that. That's not what we want.
I get it.
Yeah.
Big hope. Big hoping. You feel me? I get it. You feel me? But if I'm looking at NBA games and dumb dude's game right now, then RJ more susceptible to getting traded.
I agree.
Randall is.
Oh, absolutely.
That's how it is at this particular time.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm not that buddy. Oh, that's your best friend. Too bad. Y'all better go to Portland with that when we get Damian Lillard for you, because you're not coming to New York with that, because we in a win now mode. Even though a lot of people don't see it like that, because our Randall window is not that long. And if we think we about to win a championship with him, then we need to start making moves like the teams that's trying to win. You know what I mean? Milwaukee making moves.
Yeah, I think that's in the cards. I think that's in the card. I think the Knicks is gonna do that. Because for me, we just was bringing out what my segment was about today. That was a kind of part of the discussion. But yeah, I think the Knicks, they an opportunity to go big game hunting to win it all, or they can just continue to do what they're doing. I think they're gonna go for it. They're in a good spot to go for it. I think they're gonna get the players in here they need to get to that Eastern Conference Finals. I really believe that's gonna happen.
And my G, Divine. My problem with these with a lot of our fans right now, and is that they still thinking about like it's hard to explain. They still thinking in the past when we supposed to be looking towards the future, right? So you're supposed to look towards your past, but you can't let it define your future, if you know what I mean, right?
Absolutely.
So you look at it as a stepping stone. All right, we made these certain mistakes, but all I hear is, oh, it's going to be the Melo trade if we get Lillard. And like, first of all, those two dudes' hunger at this particular time are different, right? Melo wanted the bag. Dame want the chip. So dudes' mind frame and mindsets and they purpose or whatever they striving for is different. You feel what I'm saying? So you can't compare and contrast everything, no matter how much we would like to. You know what I mean? So when I hear that, I think that point is kind of mute. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying we need to make moves now, because other teams are making moves now, and I'm not trying to waste nobody prime. I'm trying to get it popping, right? Like Devin, like Phoenix went and got CP, now they in the championship. Like, you can't waste these dudes prime because ain't nothing promised, right?
That's right.
What you want, potential or production?
Yep. That's the reason why I brought up the RJ thing earlier, when it's like, well, do you send RJ out there for Brandon Ingram and some picks or hype, like whatever, you know what I mean? Just to say, okay, you know what, Julius Randle and Brandon Ingram will be special to me. You know what I mean? And that's why I brought up that thing earlier. But because we all are in a situation where we want to keep developing our players, but at the same time, we also want to win that chip as well. But I do think I agree with certain points that the Smoking Nick said, that a lot of teams are trying to get it, man. I don't think the Knicks going to go to the first round this year and not want to go further. I don't think that's what that. Let's be honest. I don't think that's the Knicks' mindset.
It don't even make sense, Vaughn.
It don't even make sense. I don't think that they mindset. The Knicks is gonna go for it. And, you know, and
QZ popped up.
Yep, yeah, and I think the Knicks gonna go for it. And that's why you see the stuff out there, because they didn't bring Tom Thibodeau. They didn't bring Worldwide
Exactly.
in there to, you know, they want a long-term plan. And to me, like I always tell you guys, I don't have a problem with 2 or 3 year deals, because 2 or 3 years them deals is back off the books. We good. You know what I mean?
But they acting like we got a first-year head coach, right? They acting like we got all this time to wait and for these flowers to blossom and these trees to grow. Nah, sorry. What we gonna do is cut these trees that's grown and replant those trees. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
If that makes any sense.
No, it does.
I think Z got some points to that.
What do you mean?
No, we was talking. We had some conversation about.
I didn't mean to cut out. My dog was going nuts, and I couldn't have even unmuted myself without that. He was crying and barking. I apologize for cutting out like that.
Oh no, you fine. Yeah, but I do think that like CT said about 3 or 4 seconds ago, I think the Knicks gonna go big game hunting. There's no doubt in my mind they're gonna go get big game hunting. What they need to do is make sure they keep the structure in place. I don't care who you go for if you think it's gonna help us get to the title, long as you don't destroy what we built for the next 10 years. So what I mean by that, you know, you go find a disgruntled 2 or 3 year player. So when that contract is up, now we got their money back up the books, so we could do it again. We can, you know, just keep the infrastructure there. You know what I mean? If you keep the infrastructure in place, you want to go for Dame, you want to go for anybody, it don't matter. As long as you keep that infrastructure in place, so when them contracts is up, we got all that money coming.
Can I ask you a question, Vaughn?
Yeah.
Because I got a question when you say that. So when you say infrastructure, like, is that a player or front office person in particular?
Oh, just overall, the front office infrastructure and what they done built for us, you know, being able to get back, say we do go big game hunting, make sure when the contract is up that we still got picks, we still gonna have capital, we still got talent. You know what I mean? Even some of that homegrown talent gonna grow up to be good one day. So even if you go big game hunting, but make sure you got that infrastructure where, you know what, we still got the Quicklies of the world 2 or 3 or 4 years down the line. Because if we go big game hunting and we don't develop nobody, when this thing is all said and done, the Knicks gonna be back to what they was in 2013 and 14.
That's the thing, you know, and you can't trade for a disgruntled superstar without giving up so much that you're not going to have the same draft capital or assets around them. Like CT and Bronx Jedi Divine and I talked about earlier, it's if you get rid of every piece you have for a number 1 guy, then you're going to be looking for the number 2, the number 3, the number 4. You're going to end up looking for something regardless. So you're not going to be a complete team ready to compete for a championship no matter what trades you make. You got to sign people. You got to sign, you got to draft, you got to wait for, you know, free agents got to want to come here like CT said. You know, you can't just trade everything in their mothers for a superstar and expect them to carry us to a championship.
No, but that's exactly what you can do. It's proven.
What's proven?
You can trade the whole farm and make things happen.
Who did that?
The Cleveland.
They had LeBron James. We don't.
Exactly, and then they went and got Kevin Love.
But we don't have a LeBron James.
They went to 3 championships in a row. What was it? They might have won 1.
They went to 5 in a row, but we don't have a LeBron James.
Exactly. And then the Warriors got KD.
We don't have a Curry or a Thompson or anything like that.
It doesn't matter. I'm saying that when you in position, you make the move. You talking like
we're not in position like that.
Are you comfortable with mediocre? Because that's what it sounds like.
No, we're not in a
that's
position.
That's what it sounds like.
We don't have no, it sounds stupid. We don't have a LeBron James. We don't have a Kyrie Irving. We don't have a Steph Curry or a Klay Thompson or a Draymond Green. If we had all those guys, then absolutely. But you just said Kevin Durant signed with Golden State. They didn't trade for him.
That's true.
Cleveland, they had the best player in the world, one of the top 3 best players of all time. We don't have
that's
that.
arguable. That's arguable.
He's a top 3 player of all time. Whatever you want to say.
We could argue about that.
You know what? Real quick, let me piggyback on something. The reason why I brought that is a great point because you see what Cleveland going through right now. We don't want to be that. You know what I mean? That's why I brought that up. That's the infrastructure I'm talking about.
We've been that though. We've been that. If we win
CT. Let on this next we'll talk. We don't like to talk over there. Let one get their point.
Sorry.
All right, that's how we do it here. What I'm trying to say is we have been there, but we don't want to go back there again. I don't have no problem if we get Damian Lillard. I don't have a problem with that, but make sure we still 5 years from now, we still got something to get ready to retool and build again. I'm good with going after the championship, but it's a way to go about it. You know what I mean? We don't want to be Cleveland. Look at Cleveland Cavaliers right now. You know what I mean? Now they stuck in a conundrum for a minute. You know what I mean? They're going to be just like they are right now. To me, I'm good with it. But the reason why I say that if you go after 2 or 3 year players, because I'm fine competing for a championship in 2. You go get 2 players or 3 players, long as not 5 years. If it's 2 years, 3 years, they don't win it, we can retool again. I don't have because the money comes off the books. You get your money back. Now you can go. But I don't want to do that at the expense of not having young guys in the pipeline. So when they on a come up, when they get ready to be on a come up, and this thing is over with, we still got some young talent that grew with this team. Now they ready to do their thing, and we could do it again. So that's what I meant by the infrastructure thing. I'm good with going big game hunting. Long as we go big game hunting without destroying our future. We don't want to be like the Knicks was from 2013. Look how long it's been since we even been relevant. Now that we about to be relevant, as long as we be relevant the right way. And I think that's really what I'm trying to say. Is like I agree with everything you're saying, TSK. I just want to make sure that our infrastructure don't get shattered 4 years from now. We ain't got no young people. All our picks is gone. We ain't got no young talent. We went for a championship, and let's say we don't got it. Now we back to 2014. We shouldn't go that route. I think we should just long as we can recoup. See, we just got to be smarter than the Clevelands of the world and a lot of these guys who, after LeBron and Kyrie on the left, they didn't rebuild their infrastructure. Now they drafting these players like Sexton, Garland, all these guys, and look what they had. They win in 21 games. They win in. We've been there, man. You know what I mean? So I know it's time to make that move. Knicks fans, I agree with y'all 100%. I'm with it. I'm on board with that. Long as we do make sure we don't damage our future 10 years from now or 7 years from now, or we can't recuperate from what we've been through. I think if we could pull that off, let's go make it happen. Let's go try to get that ring. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it.
You can't make that happen with a trade because you have to give up so many assets for a superstar. You have to sign said superstar.
You keep saying so many assets. How many assets do we have to give up?
Well, let's see. For Drew Holiday, they gave up Eric Bledsoe and 4 first-round picks. For Paul George, they gave up 8 first-round picks.
Okay.
For James Harden, they gave up 8. What do you think they're going to want for Damian Lillard? You think they're going to want Kevin Knox, Frank, and a first-round pick?
You thought no. They might want RJ. They might want OB, and they might want quickly. Bye.
That's giving up 2 or 3 young players and a lot of draft capital. You'll be screwed.
Bye.
Okay,
we'll be winning. You're talking about screwed. We'll be winning.
What are we going to win with Damian Lillard and Julius Randle?
That's it.
A second round out. We get this team. We lose in the second round of Brooklyn or Milwaukee.
Yeah, we're not going to win a championship with that.
That's cap.
We're going to win a championship.
I seen LeBron win with Deladova in them, so that's cap.
He didn't win the championship, right? Did he win?
That's ever to live. You can't compare LeBron James to Damian Lillard and Julius Randle. He's one of the best players to ever grace this earth. He's the best all-around player ever. Yeah. You can't sit there and say, oh, well, Julius Randle and Dame Lillard can do the same thing LeBron James and Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love, or LeBron James and Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh did. That's not even close. Julius Randle, most improved player of the year. We get all that. He is not going to be the number one option for CP3. CP3, Devin Booker,
and DeAndre Ayton could go hard. I know.
The only reason
I know for a fact.
AD got hurt.
No, it don't matter who got hurt. That's a part of the game, fam.
And hold on, I wasn't done.
Hurt, that's cap.
I wasn't done.
All you doing is capping right now.
All you're doing is interrupting.
Talk about. Let's have some civil conversation. Nick's real talk is real talk.
Well, yeah,
Let's
I was
keep
just
it
trying to
civil. Let's respect each other's thought and ideas.
I'm
We get it
respectful.
popping. We get it
You're
popping. That's
interrupting.
all good, man. It's all love. Let
I
him
like
finish.
that. I like that energy, though. I like that energy. It's all good.
Then
I
you
like
pop
that
in.
energy.
Yeah, let Zach get his point off. You can pop in, smoke. Then I'm gonna let BX and somebody else in the panel get some words in. And there's a lot of us on the panel. We got to spread this information around.
For sure.
Man.
Get it off. I'm sorry. That's me.
The thing is, you can't sit there and say anything of that is cap or anything. Like even the Suns, Chris Paul is a top 5 point guard ever in the history of this NBA. Top 5, top 10 at least. You want to argue a little bit here and there. He's a top 10 to top 5 point guard at least. DeAndre Ayton, very good young player. And Devin Booker, they're calling him Baby Kobe. Devin Booker is averaging 25 plus points a game in the finals. Julius Randle averaged what, 13, 14 points in the first round? We can't compare our situation to these other guys just because they made a trade for a Chris Paul. What did they give up for Chris Paul? He's an old guy. He's 36, 37, going into a 17th season. You're not giving up the same assets that you would for a Damian Lillard or for anything like that, or for a Paul George or for a whoever, James Harden. You're not giving up the same assets because he's older and they thought his contract was albatross and terrible before this season and last season. So people kept wanting to move him for a reason. Because of that contract. So you're not going to have to give up big assets. Like for example, Al Horford, great player. We can all agree he's a very good player for his career, right? He's out of albatross contract. We'd have to get a draft pick back to take his contract on. It's not the same as far as trading for a Damian Lillard because you know what Dame is. You know how great he is. You're going to have to give up so much, and then we go from we need a number 1 and then we're a contender to okay, now we need a number 2 guy, a number 3 option. We need this, we need that, we need this, and it'll just be Dame versus everybody.
So let me ask you a question.
Oh,
Calm down. I'm not trying to interrupt you, my dude. Calm down.
No, go ahead.
Let me ask you a question.
No, it's all right. Go ahead.
I don't want to rebuttal. I want to ask you a question. Do you know the definition of question?
You know the definition of not interrupting somebody?
Question.
Guys, listen. Let's like I said, man. No need to throw stuff. This is just Nick talk. We just talking basketball. No need to let's not get the feelings and emotions all up in the air. Let's just have a simple conversation. And let's get it popping. I do got to move on to other panel members. You know what I mean? TS, ask that the question you want to ask before I can move on.
Yeah, for sure. I just want to know where do you see what position do you see Julius Randle in? A number 1, a number 2, or a number 3?
Great 3rd option, middle of the pack top 2 option. Not a 2 option on a championship team, that's for sure.
So on a championship team, I should have asked a better question. I'm sorry.
He's not a number 2 on a championship team.
I'm asking you what 1, 2, or 3?
He's on a championship team, possibly a 3.
Okay. Now we can move on. I have no rebuttal. I just wanted to get it. No, you can move on. I'm over it.
Yeah. Real quick, let BF chime in on that. But I do agree that I don't have a problem with the Knicks going for it, and that's why I just said, as long as we just make sure the infrastructure stays, because it's important, man, to make sure that you keep the infrastructure together. So you can retool, rebuild. You got to keep that. You got to keep that. Any business, you don't maintain the infrastructure of your business gonna collapse. It's gonna then 10 years from now, when everybody else is getting more better, and you didn't maintain your infrastructure in your company gonna collapse. It's gonna go down the drain. So that's why I said, let's do this. Let's go for this thing, but just do it wisely. Just do it wisely and smart, and be frugal about it. And I think we'd be good, BX.
Oh, absolutely. Just got to be smart. Do your due diligence. If I would love to get Damian Lillard, if it would have cost us very little, but the price might be a little bit too rich for what we want to give up. But let's agree to disagree to move on with that, with the Damian Lillard talk. I had a question for everyone on the panel. I'm noticing now that a lot of college students are withdrawing from the NBA draft. Is that a thing to be concerned of, or is there something more to see that is now that the collegiate player might be able to get monetarily paid? Do you think that they are now, going back? You saw a record number of players withdrawing. and significant names going back to college. You never used to see that. You used to see more players, even in their freshman year, declare to the NBA and leave to the pros. What do you guys think on that? What's the rash around that? What's your thought of that?
Bronx, for context, what big names?
Give me, yeah, sure, absolutely. While you guys everybody want to answer while I get the names, I'll come with the facts and the names of that with that. Absolutely, Zach.
So BX, I would say this, right? In any aspect of life where you can capitalize monetarily on your name, why would you go anyplace else? I mean, I'm just saying, right? If I have the opportunity to do what I'm doing in college and get rewarded on a monetary basis, why am I rushing to the NBA? But I'm gonna tell you this, and this is what we got to think about. When we talk about players going to the NBA, they went to the NBA because they were not able to do what we're talking about right now. That was not an option for them, right? They cannot capitalize on their namesake and make money on the perspective of what they had going on in the NCAA. Now they can. So this is what the NBA is going to have to figure out, honestly. Now the NCAA has said, I'm going to let you capitalize monetarily on your value. So that does not mean you have to rush to the NBA, because that money was the primary focus on why young players are only doing 2 years or 1 year in the NCAA before going to the NBA.
Right.
But now the NCAA says, oh, you can capitalize on your namesake and get paid monetarily on what you have going on. So why do I need to rush to the NBA? The NBA needs to figure this out.
No, but G-Man, that just happened recently.
It did.
Yeah, they've been eating off these players for decades.
You are 100% correct.
Since the early 1900s. This ain't since sports existed, they've been capitalizing, sucking every dollar out these players, right?
Yep.
Knowing not every player is making it to the league, but they promising you're gonna make it to the league, right?
Yeah, agree.
So they telling you false stories, and they know, and then they capitalizing on your namesake. Just let's take like the 2000 and the team like Joe Kim Noah and Al Horford was on, right?
Yep.
Three of them dudes went to the league. Three of them dudes went to the league. The other 2 dudes didn't go to the league, right?
Yeah, agreed. Agreed.
It took 5 of those dudes to make that team what it was, and plus the bench.
Right.
So those dudes should be able to capitalize on their namesake because they make the program what the program is. It's not the program that make the program. It's the people that make the program.
Well, no one's disagreeing with you with that.
I agree 100%. But this is what I would say, right?
Okay, I'm listening.
So where we are right now, we have revisionist history, right? We know how we got to this the point where we are right now. We don't know what's going to happen moving forward. We have to wait to see how this develops. But at the same time, the mindset of a college player saying that I need to go to the NBA to ensure that my monetary value is going to be I guess at the pinnacle of what I need it to be. That's not a true statement right now. Right now, what we're saying is in college, in my sophomore year of college, I can get a shoe deal. I can get endorsements from all these big name companies. I can make millions of dollars based on what I do. So I don't have to rush to the NBA. I don't have to do that. Before, that was the premise. So what I'm telling you right now is Adam Silver right now is in somebody's I don't know what to call it, but maybe they're in a hookah lounge, right? Because here in Florida, we big on hookah lounges. I'm telling you right now, we are huge on hookah lounges. So if you meet me at the hookah lounge, we can have a conversation. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Adam Silver, come
Why
on
was I
in.
never invited?
Because you don't live in Florida. Bitch. But the only thing I'm saying, guys, is this. The only thing I'm saying is this. We can no longer rely on past, I guess, opinions on how this works out. Because right now, the people that are in control are the people that are actually providing content to what we're talking about right now. And
Correct.
those are those college players. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
And to Zach, I got some of the names. You might know them more if they're prospects or not, but I'm just going by, just by the proofreading. Gerard Butler for Baylor returned back. I saw Scottie Pippen Jr. was returning back, and Marcus Bagley withdraws, returned back to Arizona State. And there's a plethora of lists. If you go to CBSNBA.com, there's a whole list of names. That guys are just returning.
Yeah, if I may, there's also two other guys, two of the Michigan stars from last year's run. Elijah Brooks, who hometown kid, I know him personally, and Isaiah Livers was, they both went back for their fifth year for the redshirt senior year. Part of that is there's a common theme, right? And first of all, it's way overdue for them to be able to monetize off of their name, and these rights. That's what they are, pretty much just rights. I mean, you can't tell me if someone's dumb enough to ask for Z's autograph down the street and I want to charge them $10 for it, you can't tell me that's not okay. It's that simple. But if like you're still not going to see a lottery pick or a guy like that pass down NBA to go to college, because the money that a lottery pick can make is still going to be better than what they're going to monetize off of in school. But like you see these redshirt senior guys, these fringe guys, they're probably thinking to themselves, hey, I could go back to college while still making some money, finish my degree, and at the same time up my draft stock. That's probably what they're doing it just makes it an easier decision on them that they can make money in the meantime. It's not like G-Man said, it's not that decision anymore. It's not that easy. Well, I could be a first round pick if I stay another year, but I'm broke and struggling. Let me just take that second round draft pick status right now and risk the longevity of my career. He could easily come back. A second round prospect like Eli Brooks could sit there, kill it his redshirt senior year at Michigan, then end up being a late first rounder or, whatever the case may be. It's just, it's still not going to sway though. The Cade Cunninghams, the Jalen Suggs, those guys. It's the bona fide stars or bona fide draft stars. It's not going to sway them to staying back to school, in my opinion. They're still going to go to the NBA.
Yeah, I think so. Real quick,
Yeah,
let me. Oh yeah, go ahead, CT. I want to let you get in, brother. That's for sure.
Sorry, I'll just quickly say another reason they've done this is to stop the high school dudes from going straight to the NBA and just skipping college.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's been in the game. Like I agree with everybody on the panel. They've been pimping these players for years. Yeah, and the coaches making $5 million, $9 million, and the players are the product. We get that. So I think it's long overdue. I'm glad it's happening. That means that they're involving too. But they've been pimping these players for a long time. I hate to say that. Because they are the product, and as we talk about in the NBA, the players are the product. They that Coca-Cola, they that Pepsi bottle, the one you go in the store and buy. That's what they are now. They just a brand. They become brands, and it's good for them to get paid. Because I do believe if they getting paid, maybe they might stay in school and stay long and get their education and do more things and go to more. They might not be rushing to get to the NBA in that first year, because now they got a chance to pay for their books and have the luxury that they want to have to enjoy college. I never had the opportunity to go to college, but I heard it's a beautiful experience. So I hope. Yeah, so I hope the kids, now that they get money, that's good, because they know what, you get your brand, you do your thing, but going in now, you're going to be a doctor, go be a doctor. If you're going to school for whatever, you can finish your education, but you don't gotta feel like them cats back in the day where they might have to go and do something illegal just to be able to live on campus because they parents.
Yo, D.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, cats in Florida did that.
If they go to the draft, they still can go back and get their education still, though.
Yeah,
that's an open scholarship.
Pretty much what that does.
That is not and because they're bringing more what they call exposure to the colleges for the fact that they in the league, right? And they're coming back to finish their education at the school. So it's a double plus.
It's a win-win. It's a win-win.
It reminds me of what might happen now is what happens in the MLB, right? Like you graduate high school, you get drafted, you sign this big contract, or you can make the choice to stay in college and turn down. It makes it easier, like baseball. Sometimes
that's how they keep their alumni strong. Z, you feel what I'm saying? Because if your accomplishments are my accomplishments, they hang on everybody accomplishments that's ever been to their school. Like their accomplishments is it's when we know that's not a fact. These people accomplishments is these people accomplishments, right? But the school hang on to the accomplishments like they did it.
Yeah.
That's why these dudes need to be monetized.
No doubt. Do you guys think it's going to affect the top 5 draft pick or a top 10 draft pick?
Say that one more time.
Do you guys think it's going to affect, like, for example, Cade Cunningham? Nah, I don't want to be the number 1 pick. I want to stay in college. No, I don't think it's going to do that.
No.
It will affect him if he goes back to school and have a bum season. Then you've been exposed, homie.
That's
his fault. That's
late
his
lottery
fault.
picks, late first-round picks, or second-round prospects, or this is going to really benefit, so they can stay, make money, and at the same time up their draft stock or bet on themselves with.
But if you nice. So you're not going back if you know you nice and you about to get NBA money because NBA money is not going to be NCAA money. Know what I mean?
Yeah, but at the same time, first-round draft pick money is a lot better than second-round draft pick money. So they might bet on themselves.
But NBA money is NBA money.
Right, but it's also going to make the college game more strong, in my opinion. If you have a junior, if you have a sophomore or a freshman who's pretty good, but just needs that one more year of structured basketball, organized basketball to polish his game and work on his game, and then when he becomes to the NBA and you draft him, he's NBA ready. And now you don't have to overpay a player. I'm going to use this as an example. It's not going to happen. I'm using an example. Let's say Randall, let's say he regresses next year, and you have a kid that's 4 year of college. Let's say Obi Toppin would have stood 4 years in college. He was coming out. You could take a flyer. I'm gonna let him walk. I'm gonna save a boatload of money on that position. I'm gonna bring this kid who's 4 years of college. We saw it with Tim Duncan, the Tim Duncan effect. He went back for college longer, and that was one of the best moves he did because he's one of the top 2 or 3 power forwards in the NBA. Debatable. I'm not. Whatever it is, he's one of the best. So I think all they do is this guys returning. If they're not quite ready yet, I think it's just going to make even the college game to watch. You're going to see a more polished overall game, and I think it's a win-win situation for everyone.
And then how do you think? I mean, you got to know, like for perfect example, Tim Duncan, right? There's a lot of things that went into him being the best fundamentally sound power forward of all time. Structured college definitely helped that out.
Of course. I was just about to say they not running programs in the 2020s like they was running programs in the 1995s.
No,
right?
Because AAU is so screwed and like they don't listen to coaches anymore because they're so spoiled and coddled.
Exactly. So you're not getting no Tim Duncan in 4 years. You're getting an old dude that probably wasn't good enough, so he worked as hard. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, there's still 4 year guys like Malcolm Brogdon's a 4 year stud.
And he's okay. He's decent. He's not.
Oh, he's a 20-point a game scorer in the league, man. That's more than decent.
He's decent.
But the point is, it's a step towards the right direction.
Right.
Go ahead. I've been hearing this Malcolm Brogdon talk.
Yeah,
too.
I think I'm gonna let.
I don't want him on the Knicks.
I'm gonna let Sarge chime in. But what I would say about that, I would love to see them players go 4 years. Get your education, man. Go there, play basketball, get you able to brand yourself and get your education. Mind over matter, brother. Mind over matter. If ain't no mind, none of this matter. None of it matter. It don't. So it's better for them kids to stay in school, get their education, play ball. But if you think you're ready in 2 or 3 years, then you bounce. You know, if you ready to come out of high school, you don't want to go to. If you don't want to go to college, bounce. But I'm glad to see that they got an opportunity to make some money and continue their education, man. Because you know, we don't want to hear that dumb jock back in the day type of talk, or a dumb athlete. Nah, you want to be wise and educated, so you know how to make your money work for you when you get older. You might say, you know what? Now I'm educated enough not to let the manager screw me or the agent screw me, because I got enough knowledge in my head now to say, you know what? I can do this myself. I'll be my own, like Ray Allen. I'll be my own agent. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So you know what I mean, and I think it's important that that they stay in school. But if you think you skilled enough, man, well, that's what's great about it. You have an opportunity to either go for 4 years and make a little money, or if you the creme de la creme, you come on out and go get you some more money.
I agree.
So you got the option there. Real quick, let me plug the show, man. Great panel, great show. Knicks Real Talk, the Night Show, Divine, Bronx Sports, Jedi, CT, Streets is buzzing for the love of the game. We got
Smoking Nick, you
Smoking
feel
Nick's in the
me?
building. Salute to the
Nah,
panel. What's
man.
going on? We got the pod couple in the building. We got my man Sergeant in the building. We got G Money down over in Africa on vacation, chilling in the homeland.
Yep.
Salute to you, G Money, doing your thing out there. Let me plug the show right back. Don't go nowhere. Knicks Real Talk, the Night Show. We in here, man. We just cutting it up, talking Knicks. You already know what it is, man. Let's get it popping, keep it moving. Knicks Real Talk, man. We be back in 1 minute. You know what it is. Man, we back, man. We in here cutting it up, man. Knicks Real Talk, the Night Show, Friday night. You already know what it is. Knicks all-season edition, man. We just cut it up talking Knicks. Let me hit the panel with this question right here. If there's anybody that you want to get in free agency right now, give me 2 people that you want, that you think the Knicks need right now for you to be satisfied with this all-season. I'm going to start with G Money. Tell me 2 guys you would love to see the Knicks get this all-season that'll make you feel like it was worth it for us to add to the team to make us better.
It's tough, man. One, there's also Malcolm Brogdon. I would like Malcolm Brogdon or Kyle Lowry to be here, because here's what I think about that. I know people love Dame, but I'd rather get a 2-way point guard that actually plays defense and actually can get guys involved. Dame is more of a 2 guard in the point guard's body, in my opinion. So and he doesn't play defense. That's just me personally. So I'd rather get like a Malcolm Brogdon or a Kyle Lowry. And then for our small forward, maybe, this is wishful thinking, Kawhi Leonard, if it's possible. If we can get a Kawhi Leonard or a Norman Powell. I would not be mad we got Norman Powell. And for our center, I hope we sign Noel, but I don't think he's going to be back. The way it looks right now with the whole contract, I doubt he's going to be back. I would not mind Miles Turner. So if I were the Knicks, I will chase after a champion like a Kyle Lowry or Brogdon. I would go after Kawhi Leonard, who's a champion, or Norman Powell, who's a champion himself, or I would get Miles Turner. I like Dame, but again, I'm not trying to be a Dame hater, but I'm sorry. The dude shoots 41% in the playoffs. I'm not getting a guy who plays no defense, who can score but takes hero ball shots. And I'm sorry, other than the Thunder and Rockets series in the first round and 1 game versus Denver, he has no clutch moments in the playoffs other than those moments. I'm sorry. I'm not getting Dame. So that's just me personally. So I would go after Kyle Lowry or a Brogdon or a Kawhi or a Powell or Miles Turner.
CT, talk to me, my brother. What's on your mind with that?
Yeah, similar note to G Money. Wouldn't mind Lowry in here, because I'm looking at free agents, not trades at the minute. And bring in a Lowry and bring in a Duncan Robb at the 3.
Yeah. He can shoot.
Yeah. Come on, G man. Come on, Sarge, chime in. Talk to me, my brother. You had two dudes to come up in here this all season. I know this ain't just like the type of guessing game thing, but just trying to get an open topic going. Give me two guys you would love to see on the Knicks this season coming up. That's not there.
So what I don't do is I don't deal in hyperboles, right?
Right.
I never deal in hyperbole. Never. What I want to see is what happens in the draft. Once we go through the draft, then we look at who we need to address in free agency. This is systematic, people. You know what I'm saying? And I understand as Knicks fans, we have the things that we want to see, the things that we want to have come to fruition, and all that. I get all that. But however, this is where I'm at with this. I trust my front office going to the draft to get what we need. And what we need is a point guard. Do not disappoint me in going to get me a point guard. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Don't do that. So, and then at the second end of the spectrum is this. Then we talk about who are these free agents out here, and do you really want to be a part of what the Knicks are building? You got to ask that question. Do you want to be a part, or are you looking for the bag? Or you want to come to New York to increase your fashion line, or you want to get in movies, or all this? You know what I'm saying? I ain't got time for that. What I want is someone to come to New York that wants to play basketball. At the end of the day, that's what I want. You know what I'm saying? All the rest of that, miss me with all the rest of that crap. I ain't got time for none of that. Look, fellas, this is what I'm telling you right now. Those people that want to be New York Knicks will make themselves known. We have no idea who they are right now. We don't.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, when it all sorts itself out in September, we'll be having a totally different conversation.
Okay. BX, talk to me, my brother. What, if you had to have two dudes come on the Knicks that you would love to see on the team, this is all just what we would love to see. We're not fishing or anything. What would you like to see on the Knicks that you think it'll make this team a better playoff contender or get us in a better position going forward?
Two players I would like from them. It was free agent wise because we're not doing any trades. We've only signed these free agents. It's Spencer Dinwiddie as my point guard. I've definitely been saying that for a while. I want him as my point guard, and the three. If Miami don't resign him, Duncan Robinson will be a great addition to bring him in, and the three. Or if we can't get him, and you want to, that 1 year deal, or you either flirt with Will Barton, or if you want to even flirt with, here's a name that it's under the radar, and you want to take a chance. Because remember, I think they're going to do big hunting in 2022. Dudley from Los Angeles. I know he was hurt last year. He's going to be in a cheap prove-it deal. Jared Dudley, he played in New York. He played in Brooklyn. He knows the market. And I think, if you bring him on a flyer on a cheap deal, I think, that will solidify and you get rebounding. Or even if Bobby Portis is out there, you want to give him reunite or bring him in there.
You say Jared Dudley, who played for the Lakers?
Yeah, he's going to be a free agent.
Yes.
He's a free agent. He hasn't played last year. He was injured. But you're bringing him on a prove-it deal. It's not going to cost you no much money. You bring him in here. You see what you got out of him. And you remember, I'm thinking about 2022, the big free agents to sign and big game hunting. You still got Obi Toppin. You still have draft picks. That's the logic of why I would think of a Jared Dudley type of move there. I know we're not going to get everyone to win right away, but if I can't have that in a certain order, certain players, I think that's the logic that I'm going with it.
Okay. You talk to me on the smoke. Give me some smoke, brother. Talk to me.
Look, I want Lonzo and Norman Powell if I'm adding somebody to the team. You feel me? Two players that
good choices.
Yeah,
constantly keep improving. that, you know, Norman Powell already got the chip on his back. You feel me? That's a fact. And Lonzo keep improving. So, like, we know they're going to muscle up. We know they're going to bring you that energy and that toughness. And that's what the Knicks need, bro. We need more energy and toughness. Like, I mean, win now mode. I want everybody to get into win now mode mindset with me. You feel me? Not 15, 20 years from now, because we've been waiting. How long? What was the last championship? 72? So 73. So exact. Yeah. So all this, yeah. Just remember, we in Cleveland mode right now. It's been almost 50 years. You know what I mean? Let's get our minds right and get into win now mode.
Okay. Zach, talk to me. Give me 2 players. I'm sorry. You want to say something?
No, you
Zach.
good. Go ahead.
You good. Go ahead.
So, I mean, I could go off a million different players that I would like. But what I want, like, what as a coach, what I like to see, and this is just my opinion, is position versatility, defense, playmaking, and rebounding. I mean, and shooting. Right? You got a bunch of guys. Like, look at Atlanta. You got a bunch of guys who can shoot the ball, pass the ball, rebound the ball, and they played okay team defense, good enough in the modern NBA to win. You know, and go make a deep run. And I want guys that are on the same wavelength as an RJ and a Julius, guys that could be here for 5 to 10 years and make a solid run at this. You know, Lonzo Ball comes to mind. He's a 6'6" point guard who can shoot 39% from deep on 8 attempts a game. That's the same amount of volume and efficiency that got Buddy Hield $90 million. And he's not going to get that. I don't think he's going to get $90 million. I think he'll be around the $70 to $80 million range. I'd like a Jonathan Isaac or a Jeremy Grant at the 3, guys that can put the ball on the floor, can score, can catch lobs, they can shoot, they can do a lot of different things offensively while being great defenders and rebounders, and they're not ball stoppers. If they get the ball, they pass. You know, they're willing passers. They got good size. They can guard multiple different positions. Jonathan Isaac would be my favorite because he can guard 1 through 5 and do everything else that he does. Bronx Jedi knows about him being an Orlando guy. I'd like a Miles Turner because he can do all the things Mitch can do. Just he can shoot. You know, he can shoot. He's more polished offensively. He can still block shots. He's still up there in the league leaders in shot blocking every single year. He's a good defender. Got good size. He can post up a little bit, not very much, but a little bit better. He's a lot more polished than Mitch. So if I had to say, I'm gonna, you know, just I want guys with good size, speed, athleticism, can shoot, can do it all, to go along with Julius and RJ, so we can make a good 5 to 10 year run at things. And then even then, those type of guys, they're not commanding huge money. So if you need to, you can finagle the salary cap if, like you guys say, next year's free agent class comes calling, someone wants to join this team, you could make it happen and still have a great core of players. You know what I'm saying? That could really make a good run at this for a long time. Now, if we don't get anybody in free agency, like G-Man said, draft, I want to draft guys who can do it all, like 3 or 4 year starters in college who, you know, in that 19 to 21 range, who can shoot the ball, play defense, rebound, and create their own shot a little bit, you know, can do it all. I'd rather have a team full of guys who can do everything. You know, in baseball, they call them 5-tool players, right? They can do it all.
Yep.
I need a bunch of guys on my roster that can do it all instead of a bunch of specialists. Because if you take away what the specialists do best, like this year we had a lot of catch and shoot guys or lob catchers, you know, this, that, and the third. And as soon as they took all that away, look what happened in the playoffs. You know what I mean? So, like, we need a bunch of guys that can do it all. That way we have no weaknesses as a team. If you have no weakness, then you're going to go far.
Yeah. For me, it's Derrick Rose is number 1. I just think that's important that the Knicks bring Derrick Rose back into the fold. I think when you bring Derrick Rose back in the fold, and you got that point guard back up. I mean, what he brought to that bench in the season and in the playoffs. I mean, you know, it was. So he's one guy that I think the Knicks definitely should be. I'm looking forward to them bringing him back. And then my other one is a 3 spot. I mean, you know, like I said, I'm kind of caught between, do we spend money in free agency now, or wait till next year and like BX say do a one buy, you know, one term 1 year deal, or we do a trade somewhere? Because ultimately, it's SGA for some picks. Knicks is not going to keep 7 picks and 8 picks in the next 5. They're not going to keep all them picks. We understand that very well. That New York is not going to keep all them picks going forward. So if it's SGA or Derrick Rose for me, you know what I mean? SGA, if we can get him, bundle him, Knox and a couple of, and the 5 picks or whatever, then you go get SGA because he fits the timeline, and I think he'd be wanted that way. He's not eating in the cap space right now. Then if you want to go take a fly on a 3, well, even if it's Oubre, even if you give Oubre, let's say two years with a team option, you still got that cap money to get a max due next year in 2022. You know what I mean? So I'm more on a Derrick Rose SGA trade type thing, and maybe Oubre if he willing to do 3 years for maybe 55 or whatever, that's fine. Give the team option for that 3rd year. That way, if we ready to add on, say we sign somebody next year. Obviously, everybody want Kawhi Leonard. We know that's a gimme there. You know what I mean? I'm just concerned with all the injuries with that, man. I don't want to spend $200 million on 40 games a year. That's the only problem I got with Kawhi. If not, you put Kawhi Leonard here right now.
Are you concerned at all with his leadership abilities?
No, because we have Tom Thibodeau.
Okay.
He had Greg Popovich. He won a championship with Nick Nurse. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
Nick Nurse is a great coach too. Yep.
Yeah, he is right. So that's why I'm not concerned with it, because he's a veteran dude. He done sat around Tim Duncan and all these guys. I'm not too worried about that, but I just know he's a winner. And believe me right now, the only reason they are not in the championship is because he went down. If he would have went down, Phoenix is not in the championship. I can tell you that right now for sure. But I'm good with I'm definitely good with the Derrick Rose thing, man. I love it for Derrick Rose to come back here, man. He know the system. The man could ball out. He give us what we need in a backup role, and that I think that helps out well. Now, especially if Valdoza pan out. Valdoza pan out, then we really good. So my pick gonna be Derrick Rose, and I'm just gonna go Kelly Oubre because I like his game and I think he got something to prove this year. Because from all the noise out there and out there in Golden State where they want him to be the 6th man, but he got a fire burn in his heart because he just want to. So you want to hear people talk like that, man, because of that situation makes him even more hungrier. And and I just think last year with the injuries was a kind of a bad situation for him. When he was in Phoenix, he had 18 a game, coming into his own. Every year he got better, and then last year, when he went out there, just kind of happened. But that would be me, man. So I'm definitely going that route, unless we gonna hold off like BX said for 2022, go out there and let all of them hit the market, and then we see what we're gonna do. But yeah, man, yeah. Go ahead.
No, I was saying that's a good point. I agree 1,000% with you on that. With looking at and doing the diligence on that. I totally agree. Sarge, I know you wanted to chime in there.
Right,
Go ahead. Bro.
So, okay. So I'm gonna have to rewind just a little bit, and just to the fact that what Z was saying had merit. What my man Smoking had to say had merit. However, this is where I diverge from that path. I am a true believer in if we are going to build based on what see, this is what tells me.
What you laughing at, Cowboys fan?
I'm laughing at BX. I'm laughing at BX because he know where I'm about to go. So what I'm
about
gonna
to say, go Cowboys.
No, I would never say that. Ever. Never,
Liar.
ever. Never.
Liar.
Never. No, I'm not gonna say that. But this is what I would say about the Knicks, right? Devon has a very poignant point to where I believe that we can no longer delve into what the Knicks have done in the past. If that is our I guess the gate or the what's the word I'm looking for? Oh my goodness! If Kev can see me right now, he will be cooking my grits. He will be cooking my grits. But what I was saying,
messed up.
what I would say is this, and I did talk to my boy today. He called me. We had about an hour and a half conversation, just in general. That's my dude.
Great
Well,
show. I loved it. Just caught the first episode. Love it. Good job.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And first and foremost, I appreciate all you guys supporting that effort. You know what I'm saying? That's huge.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's huge. What I would say about the Knicks and what we got going on right now, I will boil this down to the simplest aspect of the team. And what that is for me right now is Tom Thibodeau. So what we have to realize is this. We can pull up all kind of stats, we can pull up all kind of clips and everything that went on in this past season. But at the end of the day, does the head coach play the players that should be on the floor? Does he? Let's ask that question. Does he? Really? I mean, I'm just saying. Does he? So what generally happens is this.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Z.
No, I was asking what the question was. I didn't hear.
No, what I'm saying is this. This is generally what happens. We take the finished product at the end of the game. Who scored the most? Who played the most minutes? Who was the most impactful? And then we dissect that particular round. Okay. What we don't talk about is should the coach have played a different package in that aspect.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, I just didn't hear you. My fault.
No, what I'm saying is this. If I have a RJ Barrett, a Julius Randle, a Obi Toppin, a Emmanuel Quickly, and just for shits and giggles, let's say Kevin Knox. That's who finished out the fourth quarter. That's who finished. Why? Why not? People say, why would you put that five on the floor? Why not?
That was definitely for giggles.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, it was. And for chuckles too.
So here we go, guys. Here we go. Right now. Do we know emphatically that they cannot produce?
It's not they can't produce, man. It's that we talk about one-trick ponies. You know what I said earlier. You know, like Kevin Knox is a one-trick pony. At this point, to say he's a shooter.
Hold on. Give me.
Sorry. I thought
2 seconds. 2 seconds. You say he's a one-trick pony. Is he a one-trick pony because of the arena that he's been confined in? That he's not able to show his true potential based on what the coaches are saying that he has to produce, or no?
No, because his rookie year he had free reign to do whatever he wanted, and he was horrible.
Okay, so what coaching staff was that?
It was Fizdale, but still had full reign to be more than a one-trick pony and failed miserably. That's why they put him in a box.
Okay, so what coaching was Knox involved in that whole mindset?
I'm sorry, what was that? Repeat that.
No, what coaching aspect? Who was the person that was in Knox's ear that says, "Hey, you are not good at this. I need you to do that better."
I mean, Fizdale publicly said all he needed to do better. That was one of the problems, but still. And you thought you can say that that's definitely true. He was a lot of the guys had shortcomings as far as coaching goes, right? I mean, we've had a lot of bad coaches in here, but at the same time, you have a great coach. If Tom Thibodeau, who you think he's a great coach, right? He's one of the top.
I think that Tom Thibodeau is let's say he is a piece that gets us to the next level.
So he's a great coach, at least compared to what we've had, correct?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's much better.
He's had a lot of great basketball players. He's won a championship with the Celtics. He's seen Larry Johnson. He's seen Allen Houston's Freewell. He's seen KG, Ray Allen, and Paul Pierce. He's seen all sorts of all-time greats, right?
Yeah.
So he knows what it takes to be. If he, in my opinion, I don't care if it's let's say, I'm a big Jonathan Isaac fan. Let's say he brings him here and does the same thing to him that he did to Kevin Knox, just for example. I trust Tibbs because there's a reason he's putting these guys in this box. It's not because they're not good, or it's not because they didn't get a fair shake. It's because, well, guess what? They don't contribute to winning in these other aspects. This aspect's what they contribute to winning in.
So this is where we disagree.
Okay.
We disagree here because we're basing Tibbs' success on past experiences, right? So when Tibbs came into this particular season, we had an expectation on what he would produce for this team.
Okay.
Right. So, but where I would caution people to kind of be independent thinkers is here. So Tibbs is, how old is Tibbs right now? 62, 63?
67 years old.
Whatever his age is not concurrent with what the Knicks are building right now. Can you agree with that?
Tibbs is 63, by the way.
No, I'm sorry. I had it confused. 67 when his contract expires. My fault.
Okay. So, but what I'm saying is, could you agree with the mindset that a Tom Thibodeau would bring to this establishment is not concurrent with the growth of the Knicks organization right now?
No, that's not true at all, in my opinion. Because if you look at what he did this year, he won Coach of the Year, and he got so much out of guys like R.J. Barrett, Mitchell Robinson when he was healthy, Julius Randle, even Obi Toppin. When Obi Toppin finally, he gave Obi Toppin more of a shot in the playoffs, gave him more of a shot when it mattered most. That's a huge vote of confidence from a coach like Tibbs. So he won the Coach of the Year for a reason, and he gets the best out of every player in every position he's been in for a reason. And he knows what they're good at, and it's not like Knox isn't done. The chapter on Knox and Obi and all these guys, or Frank, if they stay here, their chapters aren't over. There's more chapters. They will develop. And all I'm saying is Tibbs, if he develop, or if they prove it and develop, he's going to give them the shine. He sat Julius Randle because Julius Randle was struggling in the playoffs and put Obi Toppin in for extended minutes.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he does this type of stuff. If he believes in them, they'll play.
Okay.
It's that simple.
Okay. So the question I ask is this. Everything that you just laid out, and it was very well articulated as only a Cowboys fan could do. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. I'm glad you great this.
But my question would be this.
Okay.
Do you think that a Tibbs mindset is mindful of what could potentially be, or is Tibbs thinking that I have to capitalize on what I have here right now?
It's both when you look at it. I see what you're saying, because hold on, G-Man, don't it's I can see your face. I'm off camera, but I can see you.
You can see me. Look.
But no, I see why. I totally understand why you would think the way you do. Like, I'm not saying you're wrong. It's just, if you look at it in a different lens, he's not. You see the development because when he came, it's not like Julius and RJ put in a lot of work in the offseason, but who was there with him every step of the way? Tibbs, in meetings, in early training camps, he held a camp, he held all this stuff. He literally helped groom these guys. They did a lot on their own. I'm not saying he takes all the credit. I'm saying he was there. These guys got a lot better. He got the best out of guys like Reggie Bullock, Nerlens Noel, Mitchell Robinson, Emmanuel Quickley, And Obi Toppin did get a lot better when he started this year. It was because of the injury. I feel he just was a little rusty. He didn't look so good. His movement wasn't the best. But once he got better, you noticed he started playing him more. It's still, you couldn't play him too much. He was kind of handicapped because of how great Julius was. You know, it's hard to take him off the floor all the time, you know, to play an Obi Toppin. You're not going to take Dame Lillard, for example. You're not going to, if Anthony Simons plays out of his mind, you're still not going to play him many more minutes over Damian Lillard. That's just, that's so with, if, that's an example. But if, you know, I always use this example. Out of a 9-man rotation, which is what Tibbs ran, when everyone was healthy, four young guys played. Obi Mitch, Quickly, and Toppin. So that's literally almost half of the rotation being young guys. If he didn't care about young guys, he wouldn't have played young guys half of the minutes. Like half of the rotation was young guys. And in a 10-man rotation, guess who was the 5th? Kevin Knox. Right. So that's he would have been like, okay, let's get rid of, go sign Isaiah Thomas. He was a free agent. Yeah, I need a vet. Go sign this. Go sign that. Go do this. Go do that. You know what I'm saying? He cares about grooming these guys. It's just, if you look, the only guy he couldn't groom slow was Derrick Rose, because of Derrick Rose's potential back in the day. Every other guy, like Luol Deng, Jimmy Butler, all these guys, he brought along slow. Joakim Noah, he brought along slow because that was the way he thought was best. And look at all their careers. Jimmy Butler, how great he is. Joakim Noah, how great he was before he robbed us of $72 million. You know, all these guys, how great they were. That's just Tibbs' way. Like Phil Jackson has a certain way. He plays mind tricks. Greg Popovich has a certain way. He breaks people down and then builds them up, lets them know they're loved, but he's hard on them. You know, Mark Jackson has a certain way. You know, some ways might rub people the wrong way or might make them question them a little bit, but you can't question the results, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Let me ask you a question. Right quick, G-Man and Zach.
Yep.
Do you think Kevin Knox will he be on the Knicks next year? Because I do notice here, from my perspective, he's just not a Tibbs type of player. That's my opinion. I don't think he's a Tibbs type of player.
That's fact.
Not because he's not good, not because he Tibbs like guys who got a certain type of, they play with a certain type of attitude, a certain type of swagger. I mean, it's like go hard or go home. We want me to use the word dog or whatever. Right. Tom Thibodeau, he deal with certain type of players, and I just think that Kevin Knox, to me, and I'm a Knox dude. When I mean I'm a Knox dude, I'm a Knox dude for real. I just think that boy, I think if they keep him, I think Tibbs maybe might unleash him this year, because he had a chance to sit back for a whole year. Say, listen, man, if you want to play for me, this is how you got to play. Yeah, and maybe Knox and Frank had to take that development from the bench this year, because you could learn from the bench. You don't have to develop in the game all the time. You know what I mean? You can sit from the bench and develop. Study the game more and work on your tendencies and what he do. But if not, I still think Knox will be a good 3 in this league. I think he got the shot to do it. I think he got the length to do it.
Yep.
He got. And I seen like a video now. Like my man said, he was working on some video this year. I seen him. He's a nice young guy, but I do agree with both of y'all points. I just think that, is he a Tom Thibodeau type of player? That's all.
And take this for what it's worth, because I am a huge G-Man knows what I feel about Kevin Knox. How I bust him all the time. My own son says trade Kevin Knox all the time because that's what he hears from me. But let me say this. If we re-sign Frank and keep Knox, right, and we don't go after younger guys or veterans in free agency, trade, what have you, they're gonna have a breakout season, only because if you think back to the past, Nate Robinson was, after he left New York, he was considered a flawed player, didn't play defense. He's not a Tibbs guy by any stretch, but look what Tibbs did with him. Right. You know what I'm saying? And Jimmy Butler was considered not to be a good basketball player. It took 3 or 4 years to develop him. Now he's one of the best in the game. Absolutely. As far as now, does Knox have it in him? That's a question that'll be answered with time. But I feel like they extended him they picked up his option for a reason. I feel like they're going to keep him if they can't get anything via trade. But I feel Kevin has all the tools, and I feel like he is a Tibbs guy because as long as Tibbs is, in my opinion, is the type that is going to ride you for a reason. Like he's going to ride you to get better. He's going to ride you. He's going to do every which way, every battle tactic possible to get the best out of you. And the thing about Kevin Knox is he keeps coming back. He keeps coming back. He keeps going to work every day. He keeps practicing. From what I hear, he's working his butt off. So if you keep working your butt off, you keep coming back, and you keep taking the pounding, you're a Tibbs guy because you have some sort of grit. He might be a quiet, shy, introverted type of personality, and that's what we see, the fans, as public. But he's in that practice. He's going hard. Then that's a Tibbs guy. You show up to work every day with your lunch pail. You go blue-collar attitude to you. He'll be all right. Whether he plays big minutes next year or not, I don't know. But I believe in the next couple of years, if they keep him, he'll end up being a solid rotational player. Same with Frank. Same with all those guys. I do believe that. Because eventually, you're a lottery pick for a reason. Eventually, it's going to work out. Because you're all talented in the NBA. It's just about scheme and fit and what's best for you. But that's why people fizzle out so much. Kwame Brown, for example, number 1 pick. Considered a wild bust. Right? Had a 12-year career, was known as a really good interior defender, one of the best in the league at his time, a good rebounder, and he found a niche for himself because people didn't give up on him. Like, eventually teams, you know what I'm saying? Like, he actually made it work. Guys will make it work. It's just a matter of how much time and how many chances you can give them. If we're still in this rebuilding mode, like not rebuild, we're still a contending team now, but if we're in the retooling mode and we want to keep adding pieces, then he's not going to work out as a Knick. But if we keep this thing organic and growing from within, I feel like him and Obi Toppin and Frank and all these guys will end up having a huge impact on this team.
Let me ask a question real quick, Divine. Let's say Kevin Knox takes a step, or he gets unlocked for some reason, and he gets 9
for some reason.
If he averages 10 to 9 points a game, and you get 17 to 18 points from Obi Toppin, and you see that they're trending in the upper direction. Now, would you sign Julius Randle to that max? And let's say Julius Randle has a subpar playoff.
No, you don't. You let him walk. It's that simple. If Obi Toppin is averaging 18 points a game next year, you don't need Julius Randle at all. And I don't see that happening yet. I feel like he's another year or so away from doing that after next season. But if that happens, there's no reason to pay big money because guess what? You got Obi under a rookie contract for all this time. Knox, even if he averages 10 points a game next year, isn't going to command a big amount of money. So it's like Knox, if he averages 10 points a game, he's not going to command $50-60 million.
Right.
Obi Toppin, if he's going to be under that lottery pick contract, it's a lot cheaper than paying Julius Randle $200-something million.
Right, so but I'm saying if you average 25 points between those two cats, let's say they together 25 points. I did overstep with saying 18 from Obi Toppin, but if they average 25 collectively, they both play almost the same amount of minutes of a Randle will play. I think you gotta think about offering Julius your contract, and if he goes, he goes.
Exactly. That's 100%.
I don't think the Knicks let him walk. I think they would get something out of the trade. I don't think you don't let him walk.
That's what I mean by letting him walk.
Right. What I mean. Right.
Yeah, but I think Obi Toppin next year will put up 15 a game in the NBA. I think he's going to have a breakout year next year. You heard it on Knicks Real Talk tonight on the 9th of July. Obi Toppin will have a breakout year next year. I think what he went through this year is only going to elevate his process, his maturation, playing on that team select against them guys in the team select on the USA team, going up against Durant and them every day, going up against Draymond Green and these guys. My word, when that boy come back to the NBA next year, he's going to be a different player. He even said it. He even said himself. He said, and I really believe because he got. I mean, that kid got skills, man. I mean, that's why I think he make that move next year, man. I'm looking forward to next year. I hope so. I think him and Quickly. I think Quickly. That's why you hear all this RJ stuff, man. Because they like, you know what? I done seen Quickly get 31 in a game, 38, whatever. They might be like, you know what? if I did have to move this man, I got the number 2 guard sitting right here in the second year. You just never know. They might see something in that 3-point shot, that floater, his playmaking ability, where somebody might be expendable. You never know. You know what I mean? So you just don't know. I think Quickly and Obi and Mitchell Robinson. I just think that even RJ, you got to try to hold on to them 4 guys.
And G-Man, and I'm surprised you're not as big of a Tibbs fan as I am, because you need a coach like Tibbs to get this stuff out of Obi and whatnot. If you look at what Tibbs has done, he's had proven starters that he could have trusted, but he had young talent like a Jimmy Butler, like a Luol Deng, like all those guys, Joakim Noah, and he gave them the shine because look, he was like, they put the work in, they're much better, they give us the best chance to win, let the other guys walk. Because and he literally will do anything for the team. He's not tied to one player like people think. He will do anything that helps his team win, even if that means putting on the old 80s shorts and going out there and playing himself if he had to. I'm just saying, like if Obi Toppin starts playing like that, guess what? He'll say, "Look, let Julius walk," because he thought the same thing in Minnesota. It didn't work, but he saw Andrew Wiggins and Cat and Butler being the thing, so he let go of Zach LaVine. He loved Zach LaVine, but guess what? He thought it made the team better.
So Z, this is what I would say. I love you. You're my brother. I do. But with Tibbs is all about Tibbs. Regardless of what is going on with the team.
You're saying he's a head case?
No, what I'm saying is Tibbs is going to do what's best for Tibbs at the end of the day. That's where I'm at with. I'm glad you put the camera on because I like to see your face. I love to see your face. So this is what I say about Tibbs. I believe that Tibbs believes that how he orchestrates the team and whatever the schematic is for what we're doing moving forward, he believes that's the right thing to do. He has no lethargic thoughts about, okay, if I go here, this is great, but I'm not going to go here because of whatever the case may be. That's not Tibbs. What I'm saying is this. I believe that Tibbs believes that there is a certain subset of the roster as currently constructed of how he can get you a championship type season. That's what I believe. Listen, Tibbs is 63 years old, dude.
Yeah, but he literally will do anything. His track record's proven that he will do anything. He's made so many changes. People say he plays nothing but vets, but half the rotation was young guys.
No, Z, this is what I'm saying. The only reason Tibbs made adjustments in the we had to wait for him to make adjustments in the playoffs.
Because what we did worked. We got to the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference with this team. If you would have said if Bronx Jedi, if I would have told you, yeah, we're gonna hit the 4th seed in the East at the beginning of the season, but I'm not happy with it because he didn't make enough adjustments, I would sound insane.
I am glad you said that. So my question to you is, during the playoffs, what adjustments were made?
There's nothing you could do. People were missing their shots. If you look at G-Men, everybody, the whole team, games 1 through 4, the whole team, not the starters, not the bench, the whole team, everybody that played a single minute averaged collectively 17% from 3. Okay. If you even go to league average, which is below our season averages, we would have beat the Hawks. It's that simple. Julius Randle would average 12 assists a game. It's that simple. They were triple teaming Randle and making our other guys beat us, and our other guys failed. Okay. So let me ask you this question. So what you just said is, my question is this. Okay. You're starting five. When they are not producing, how long does it take you to make a substitution? You sub them. Well, you're a coach. Now. I know. I'm a NBA championship winning coach, but I am a championship winning coach. And I'm telling you, I literally, it's a gut feeling. So, for example, for me, because you're asking me as a coach, for my opinion, I had a team that went undefeated all year and won a championship, and we had a guy that named Tim. Shout out to Tim Hunter. He's my guy. He's getting scholarship offers as a sophomore in high school in York Catholic. Hope he does well. Hope he stays on the right mindset. We talk every day. He averaged a triple-double the last 4 games of the season and the whole playoffs. Okay. We get to the championship game.
Yep.
He can't do jack shit. Pardon my French. Jack shit. The first half. Half, we're down 10. We're down 10, 12 points. If I'm talking to my assistant coach the whole time, and I'm thinking, we're having this conversation. We're like, do we take him out? Do we sit him? Do we give him a pep? You know what? I gave a pep talk. I called a timeout towards the end of the first half. I said, let's finish this half strong. We were down 15. Ended up going on a 5-0 run, tying it up, cutting it to 10 at halftime. And I went up to Tim. I said, Tim, that people might think I'm crazy. You're my Superman. Put the damn cape on. Quit messing around. I believe in you. Now, did I play the other guys? Absolutely. Everybody played on my team. We played 40-minute games. Everybody played at least 10 minutes. But the thing is, I did not deviate from what got me there, and it worked out. Did it always work out? No. But in the NBA, in that he didn't deviate from what got him there. We just weren't. It's an execute. It's a make or miss league. It's that you ever heard that saying? It's a make or miss league.
Yeah.
If our guys,
all day, every day.
If my guys, because Tim was still passing the ball like nobody's business. He's so unselfish. That's what I love about him. But our guys were missing shots as well. Our guys were not playing good defense. Our guys looked like they partied the whole night before with James Harden. But it's like if they would have made the shots, it was a blowout like normal. The thing is, our guys didn't make shots, so Julius had more pressure on him, and he was getting triple teamed daily. So if you get triple teamed, what happened in the regular season? We had a bunch of 40% 3-point shooters to kick the ball to that opened the offense where you couldn't triple team. You could only double or you had to go one-on-one and he'd destroy you. And that was the thing. They literally box and won. They did a wall of Giannis against Julius, and it worked because no one else shot the ball and made it. That was it. If we make our shots, we win. The whole narrative's different about Tibbs. The whole narrative's different about the team. And everybody still played. Quickly played in the playoffs. Obi played in the playoffs. All these guys played. The people that didn't produce, he tried to do different things. And that's what I'm saying. If you try to do different things, they might bite you in the butt. And that's the thing. Whether it's changed or not, they didn't make the shots. It's a make or miss.
Let me pick up both of your points. I do agree with both points because you can always make adjustments, but you know what happened in the playoffs? One, Zach, I agree with you 100% on this point. Julius Randle, R.J. Barrett, Reggie Bullock, Alex Burks, Emmanuel Cookie did not shoot the ball worth nothing. And you do have to make adjustments in the playoffs because that's what it is. Because the playoffs are different from the regular season. It's win or go home, so you have to make adjustments because you're no longer playing the same way to a degree. Because you can live to fight another day in the regular season, you know what I mean. But when you're in the playoffs, if you don't, the pressure is win or go home. Now, you know what I mean. It ain't like you can lose in Chicago tonight, then fly to Milwaukee the next day and play another game.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, and I do get that, but I do believe on the Tibbs thing. Every organization Tibbs coached in, look where they at now in the cellar. When he left Chicago, they went to the cellar. When he left Minnesota, they went to the cellar. When he came to the Knicks, they got better.
And
Tom Thibodeau is a New York. I mean, he's a basketball lifer, dude. I mean, this cat. I mean, he. That's all he knows is basketball. He probably know more basketball than I could ever think of. You know what I mean? And I think he does an excellent job. Look what he did. Look what he turned Jimmy Butler into. Look what he helped do with Derrick Rose. I mean, Derrick Rose is already nice, but he even elevated his game. Look what he did. He really makes players better.
Prolonged Boozer's career.
Yeah, he's a really good. That's why I was saying at the beginning of the season, like either you get Tom Thibodeau or you resign Mike Miller. That was my two coaches. If you want to get better, you go get Tom Thibodeau. If you just want to kind of stay the same way and try to make that, you keep Mike Miller. You know what I mean? But Tom Thibodeau listen, he got to the Eastern Conference Finals and with Derrick Rose and Derrick Rose went down, but at the same time, look who was in the league then. LeBron was coming on the come up. You know what I mean? You had Kobe was on the he was there. You know, and so even when he went to the Eastern Conference Finals against Miami, they wasn't the Miami Heat. You know what I mean? You know, whatever the case may be. And you know, so he had his opportunity, man, but his winning percentage speak for itself. I'm glad the Knicks got him. And I think the 41-21 this year, next year gonna be 50-something games. My word, Tom Thibodeau will get the Knicks to the promised land and get us close there. I know he'll do that.
You know what's gonna be the reason for that, Divine? Is him building off of the success and adding in more responsibility to the young guys like Obi Toppin. He's gonna put more on Toppin's plate. He's gonna put more on Knox's plate, on Frank's plate. He's gonna put more on RJ and Julius. He's gonna ask, okay, Obi, you were great this year, athleticism. You were a great spark plug. You did all sorts of great things. I need you to do this now. I need you to add. I need you to add. I need you to add. And it's a gut feeling with the way some things coach. Some people, like Greg Popovich, all these great coaches, they go by their gut on a lot of different things, on a lot in the playoffs. Your gut might tell you to make an adjustment. Your gut might tell you not to. But the results speak for themselves. I mean, you know, like, for example, when Greg Popovich lost to Miami, he made the wrong adjustments. But no, you know, you're right and you're wrong. It happens. You can't be right all the time. I think the comeback is going to be excellent next year for Tibbs and for everyone on the roster because they got another year. They have a full offseason. They have all that stuff. And people, you can't be too quick to judge Tibbs because Tibbs is he's done it with Kevin Knox and Obi and Julius and all these guys. He's done it without them. So he's not attached to one player. He's going to put the best team out there with the best chance to win every night. And that's all you can ask out of a coach is put the best players on the court, give them the best chance to win. Simple. I love Obi Toppin. He's not better than Julius Randle right now. Will he be? I think so. You think he's better than Julius Randle, G-Man? You better stop with those weird looks. He is not better than Julius Randle.
I didn't say that. I did not say that.
You looked at me when I said he's not better than Julius Randle.
I didn't say that. But
your face said it all. Anytime
anybody says anything bad about Obi, I got a reaction.
I didn't say anything bad about Obi. I also did you not hear me say someday he will be better than Julius Randle in my opinion?
Yeah, I did hear you say that. I did. Yes.
G-Man.
That's the
Man, I love you, G-Man, but come on now. I didn't say nothing bad about the kid.
Listen, if I thought you said something bad about Obi, we have a conversation right now. I'm just saying.
You know what? You only can get this love here. That's why it's Knicks Real Talk. You only can get it here. You can't get it nowhere else. Only here, bro. I'm trying to tell you. It's the love, it's the craziness, and it's the love. And so that's why it's in here. And like I said, man, and my man CT, you just got to. We know you're here, brother. We ain't forgot about you. Just
sleeping,
get on
bro.
Man, that's my mellow, that's my man. CT.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yes,
sir.
Wake up, CT.
Hey, we thought you was in Australia and went out and got some good food. Got some good beer. Went to the red light. It was gone, brother. Yeah, man, it's all love, man. Yo, Knicks Real Talk. Y'all see we in here. You see what I got up in here. I got for the love of the game. I got the streets is buzzing. I got the pod couple, aka Sergeant. You already know what it is. I got Bronx Sports, Jedi Sports Talk up in here. Knicks Real Talk for the love of the game. We had the Smoking Nick was up in here. We all up in here. We got Johnny Timon back in here, man. You know what it is. Salute to everybody in the chat. Y'all know that's where it's at. Yo, hit that like and subscribe, man. Run them things up, man. We need some subscribers up in the building. Yo, y'all get it popping up in here, man, and throw the likes and subscribes up, man, and show some love. You know, we here, man. We just talking Knicks. Great conversation, great content, everything. Friday night. You know, a lot of people ain't got to work tomorrow. I know they happy with that. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to the season coming up. I do believe Obi Toppin, like I said, 15 a game.
So did Johnny Timing tell you why I call him Big Bear yet?
Yes, he did.
Sort of, kind of, but I couldn't read it because I was focused on the panel. But he did.
During our Hornets watch along, he said there was a bear out of his house in the middle of the city. What the heck? And I was like, we were making fun of it the whole time. And when the Hornets were coming back, he said, if they come back, I'm just going to let the bear eat me. So he kept bringing up bear jokes. That's why I started calling him Big Bear.
Okay, that's the source of it. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
That's funny.
So look to the chat. Yep, the chat is on fire.
Yeah, G-Man. What Obi is to you is what Kevin Knox is to Kev W.
I feel you.
You can't even lie on that one.
You would think, look. Johnny Timon says, you would think Obi Toppin was G-Man's son the way he loves him. You would think that, but guess what? I am a realistic New York Knicks fan, right? I believe in what the team is doing to make themselves better at the end of the year. So if that involves a trade for Obi Toppin, guess what? I won't be happy, but I will be okay.
Might be crying in the fetal position for a few weeks. But
I'm not going to say what's going to happen. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I won't be happy, but I will be okay if the team is better at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
Be a black robe, sitting in the fetal position, drinking.
I would never say that is where I would be. I would never say that. Never.
Hey, let me ask you a question. CT. Go ahead, BX. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, you know, there was going to be a silver lining with that. Because
yes, sir.
The silver lining is if he gets traded, you go to Marshalls and you get his jersey for $10 at Marshalls and TJ Maxx and Ross, man. And you get a lot of different Obi Toppin Knicks for memories. You could even frame it.
But here we go, BX. What's going to happen is people are going to revert back to these podcasts that we got going on right now, and they're going to see I have the original Obi Toppin jersey already. So they're going to be calling me, be like, G-Man, can I get the original? No. Obi going to call me and be like, hey, G-Man, thank you for your support. Can I get the jersey? No. That's going to be what it's going to be.
I have an original Frank jersey. What's that? What value is that going to have when he gets shipped out?
Zero.
Same with Obi. If he gets shipped out, it don't mean nothing.
Bro, you don't got any TP.
Yeah, if I don't have any TP, I got my Frank jersey. Thanks. And the G-Man, the Giant shirt G-Man made me buy.
And I have the dollar shirt that
we're going
to
wear them at some point.
I want to ask CT. Hey, CT, real quick question. Where do you think the Knicks will be next year? What's your outcome of the Knicks take next year? I'm gonna go around the panel with it. I just want to get CT in here because I haven't had the brother get in and he's been patient all night long, just chilling. CT, what do you think the Knicks gonna line up this year, man? Your gut feeling.
Yeah, well, sorry, I just woke up from a nap while G-Man and Z were talking. You know,
I said wake up. I knew you were sleeping.
I love CT.
I feel real refreshed. You know, that's why I'm not on camera. In terms of position, man, it's hard because the East is going to improve.
Yeah.
I got to wait to see what moves we make. But I'll tell you, as soon as free agency's over, I'll be able to give you a definitive position. But I still think we can be a top 6 seed quite easily. You know.
How about that?
I don't see us dropping too much.
If they do what, let's say, you don't even have to say what you want them to do this offseason, but let's say they do everything CT wants them to do. What do you think this team's going to be next year?
I think they'll be a top 3 if they can do everything that I want. I think they'll be one of the top 4 teams drop down, and we'll make one step. I don't see us passing Milwaukee or Brooklyn, but I think maybe Philly if we make the moves that I want us to do. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But it's all about the playoffs, really. We could be 3rd, 4th, 5th, 2nd. It doesn't matter. The thing that I think everyone learned this year is that the regular season's just jockeying, and you need that closer in the postseason. You know, we need our bona fide number 1, or if Julius is still our best player, we need a much better point guard. You know, to calm things down, and we need better coaching from Tibbs.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Okay. I see that. Yeah. I think we go second round or higher. I do think one thing the Knicks do need, we need a little bit more talent. We got a good team, but we need more talent. We need a couple of more talented players down there because they showed up in the playoffs. And I do agree when Julius Randle with Cole, RJ wasn't ready to fill that second man, that Batman role in the playoffs. None of the Knicks were. I think Nate McMillan defense was just too much. But I do think that once the smoke settles, dust settles, the draft, free agency, and trading, I think the Knicks gonna put themselves in position to be definitely go second round or more. I know that for sure. I know they ain't trying to go more.
In what position, Divine? So the things you talk about, what positions do you want to see those players implemented in?
1 and 3. The 1 and 3.
Okay, all right.
Yep, the one and three. The 1 and 3 and Reggie Bullock back. I would love to see the 1 and 3 or start on 1 and 3 and keep Reggie Bullock to come off the bench at the 3. I think that'll make that team. I think that make that team extra special because now you got that good defense ball player in that second unit. I think Derrick Rose quickly and Reggie Bullock could be nice with Obi Toppin. And so yeah, I'll say 1 and 3 Sarge. I think we need that. Like I said, that's why I had the Derrick Rose and Luka Valdoza thing. It all depends on how they pop off. You know, I think we in a position to be way better than we were last year. I really believe that.
I agree 100%. I agree 100%, brother.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be special. What do you think, BX? What's your take, man? Where do you think we land next year after all the dust settled? I know it's hard. We only make a prediction because we ain't got the draft done yet. But if we will and deal a certain way, what would you? Let's put it like this here. What would you like to see the Knicks next year? I won't say what we gonna be. What would you like to see the Knicks be like?
Man, what I like to see them in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what I want to see them. You know, just there. You know, with the going to Game 6, an opportunity to clinch it. You know, that I'll sign. Give me that right now, even if they don't get past Game 6. But I'll sign up right now. Give me a chance to try to clinch Game 6 on Eastern Conference Final. Definitely, but we'll see when training camp and what moves it is. And as of right now, I think certain guys are going to take steps forward, huge steps forward and leaps, and I think a couple of them might take a step back. Which one it is, I don't know. You know, if Nolan Noel is brought back, is he going to give me the same defensive and the same effort he gave me last year? I don't think so. I think he's going to be more injury prone. That's why I think it makes sense if he gets the bag, let him get the bag, let him leave. If we can't sign anyone to really major upgrade, I wouldn't mind if they bring back the same group again, run it back with the draft picks. You know, like I'm saying, Alex Burks and Bullock. Let's say they cannot sign for some reason, nothing goes right with them, nobody wants to come. You know, let's say the worst case scenario, if they bring back the same group again, which they're not, but I'm just being, just throwing out there, and they just keep 2 out of the, draft all the players and bring them in here and develop them. I'll be all right with that too. I wouldn't mind that because me personally, I'm not punting for next season. I know that they're going to be competitive. They're going to be really good. But man, next off season is where we're going to be buzzing. You think the streets are buzzing and Knicks Real Talk is buzzing. Come next year, this time, we're going to be giddy, man. We're going to have so many. We'll be the hot stove team of the NBA, in my opinion, next year.
Josh Giddey,
big time.
I knew right away you said Giddy. I think CT was going to say something.
Go get him. I'm looking forward to the draft. I'm definitely looking forward to tomorrow, man. The Luka Valdoza showing tomorrow. I'm definitely going to be tuned into that. Yeah, that's going to be really nice. I just want to see him play, man. You know what I mean? I never had so much curiosity about a player than I got this guy right here. I don't really not have curiosity because from a team perspective, if this guy pans out, he can make a big difference in where we go from here for the next couple of years. If Luka Valdoza can come in New York and make this team and be a contributor, not just on the bench sitting down there, I mean literally contribute to this team, he could change that whole free agency thing for us in a positive way. I really think that. Yeah, I think he can change that whole thing. Now we have to say, we ain't got to go look at. We don't got to spend $20 million on Lonzo and them. If this cat come out here and ball out, you know what I mean? They can say, okay, now I could take that, put it in another position. You could take 10 million of it, bring 12 million, bring Derrick Rose back. You still got 38 million. You know what I mean? Now oh my God, man, it's like, yeah. So I'm hoping that's gonna be interesting for me, man, is to see what Valdoza do tomorrow. And I think the Knicks really got something in him from what I've been seeing. Sometimes you see people when you see people play, people say, they not NBA players. That's not really the point. It's what he could do with a ball. And that's what I try to look at. It's not so much like even people used to get out like, well, look at Mitchell Robinson in the gym shooting threes. But you know what? He was shooting them though. It's not that he gonna be in the NBA doing it. It's letting you know that he got enough talent to make that three. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm looking at Valdoza. It's like, you know what? This kid if he got the good that I seen on these highlights, he's a ball player. He's a basketball player. And that's why I'm going to see that tomorrow, man. I'm hoping that I might get to watch that and see what the cat do, because I think he's going to be a big part of what we could do financial wise, pick wise. I think it'd be really, really, really special if he can come out here and give us the goods, man. For sure.
Yeah, man. He's going to be starting, I assume, alongside Campazzo. Mm-hmm. And he's going to be going up against NBA players in the next, in all of these exhibitions. Yeah, so I think the game's on a little bit late. It's around 10. I think 10:30 Eastern.
Oh, that's cool. I'm good. That'd be right on my timeline.
What channel is it going to be on, guys?
I think ESPN.
ESPN. Okay.
ESPN got it down here, so yep. I think it should be on there. It's the game right after the USA Nigeria. So,
yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm watching that. I'm watching that for sure, brother. You best believe it. That's almost like must see with TV.
And then, and then in 2 days' time they play against USA as well.
Yep. That's a fact.
So he's going to be
under my guys. We got three of my
under
guys.
the fire.
We got three of my guys going up against NBA ball players right now. Quickly, Obi, and Valdoza. That is so special, bro. To be in an all season, two of them going up against the creme de la creme in the NBA Olympic team. One of them playing against the Olympic team. Man, that don't get no better than that. It really don't. That ain't development, and there is none. So, I'm looking forward to that, man. I'm looking forward, man. Well, anybody got anything on the panel you want to throw out there, or anything that's on your mind, man? Free to speak, man. It's open mic. It's open session here.
Well,
let's do it.
The only thing I want to say is thank you guys for giving a shout out to that situation I got going on with Cornerstone.
Cornerstone and the Cowboy.
I am not going to defame my guy. I'm not going to do that. But as always, I want to thank Divine and BX for allowing me to be on this platform. You know what I'm saying? This is home for me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why, but this feels like home to me. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm here. You know what I'm saying? But I gotta get off here right now. But guys, whenever you got something going on, let me know. And I'm here to support you guys. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, man, you family here, brother. You know what I mean? So, listen, you family here. So your family take care of family. We always appreciate you coming on, your intellect, your knowledge, and who you are, the person. That's why we do it here. But that's real talk right there, so you already know what it is.
No doubt.
All right, brother. Have a good night, man. We'll see you on the next one too.
All right, brother. Y'all be good.
All right, brother.
All right, peace.
Yeah, man. It's all good, man. Listen, let's go around the panel, man, and get some thoughts and everything in here. And we got to shut it down. I know we can do this all night, but life goes on. And I think we got to get up and grind tomorrow. But give me some thoughts, last thoughts. See, Zach, let's start with you, my brother. Let's talk to us about for the love of the game, what you got popping off on here.
We got a show on tomorrow, probably 2:00 at 3:00 late. We're gonna just talk about the Knicks and the NBA as a whole, going around, and we're gonna have a stream tomorrow. We're looking at right now I'm in contact with the starting center of the Atlanta Falcons, Matt Hennessy, to get him on for an interview. A few L's in contact with Marquand Smith, his friend who created the show Godfather of Harlem, the one to get on for an interview. We have a lot of good things coming. But tomorrow's gonna be a freestyle show about the NBA and the Knicks.
Yeah, well, salute. So you already know this, man. For the love of the game, tomorrow night, y'all look for the notification and go on there and support the show, man. Y'all already know what it is, man. Hector, Worldwide, Lawrence, man, everybody up on there, man, who be on the panel, get down. You'll salute to everybody for the love of the game, man. Y'all hit them up tomorrow. They'll be on 2:00. Go support the show. Y'all already know what it is. CT, talk to me, my brother.
Yeah, salute, guys. Another great show. I'd love to see a draft show where we can just debate, who we're picking and who we like.
Yes,
and
indeed. They're lined up.
And,
sure.
Yeah, we're getting closer. So, draft night's going to be popping. I think that could be our mini free agency, if they're looking to make a trade. And, my eyes will be glued to the TV tomorrow, We should put up a chat where we can just, chat about it as we're watching.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'll drop my number in the private chat.
Yeah, do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. That'd be that. I would look forward to that. We'll do that tomorrow, man, and we get it in, man. Yeah, we do. We definitely gonna do the live draft show. The night of the draft, we are gonna do that on Knicks Real Talk. Hopefully we can collaborate with Zach and everybody, or how we gonna do it. And we all get together on that night and just have an open panel as each pick go down. We talk about it, any move that's gonna be made, we get into all that, man. We're gonna sit there and and maybe next week, man, we can we'll do a Friday. I'll do a mock draft special on Friday. Maybe we could set up do a mock draft Friday and and talk about what you think we're gonna do with that and all that good stuff, man. So CT definitely get and put that in there, and I get that, and we get it popping. And Bronx Sports Jedi, my brother. What's
going on, everyone? Thank you guys for joining us this evening here. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody that support the Bronx Jedi Network. I see how you guys are helping me grow it. It's growing by leaps and bounds. Tomorrow night, I know we have the basketball with Luca Valdoza, but also remember UFC 264 tomorrow night, Poirier versus McGregor. I have a video with my son and Divine as well. Breaking down the content of the fights, and it's on my stream. It's on my channel. We had I cut it down to about 50 minutes. My son and myself and Divine, who he likes, what he likes, and he breaks it down. I really appreciate you guys want to check it out and preview. I'll run it tomorrow morning again. I'll run it. It might be a notification if it's live, but that's the way I'm going to run it. So anyone who's missing it's a preview of it, and it's really good stuff. And Monday we have the bilingual program with myself and Hector from the Love of the Game podcast. We'll be on Monday night speaking bilingual. We got a lot of the Euro Cup comes to completion tomorrow. The Copa America comes to an end, and the Gold Cup, the Copa de Oro, is starting its tournament. Those who like soccer, I break that down as well, and also the Yankees and the rest of the MLB, going to the All-Star break, and just join us something different. Knicks basketball is talked here. We talk I'll go over the NBA final and so forth, but I enjoy holding my basketball content. We're here with Divine, and we basketball is king here in Knicks Real Talk. And man, I appreciate everyone that stood out here this evening, from everyone from the chat, every individual, even the panelists that came on, helping support myself and Divine, continue to launch. And I can't wait for the draft party. We're gonna have a draft party. We're gonna try to stream it in various channels at the same time simultaneously. We'll be collaborating and working on the details as we get closer to it. But it's going to be here in Knicks Real Talk. Hit that. That's why it's important. Hit that notification just to get instant reactions and our opinions. And sometimes you get that raw emotion when there's a trade or the Knicks moved up. Just to see what we think. Good, bad, or indifferent. And it's gonna be fun. And we appreciate you guys be part of it. We'll do something. Just have something fun and something different. I don't think anyone has done a stream while they draft live. Everyone. So we want to be innovative, and we want you get your inputs as well. If you guys know, when we on and then we see a college player that we don't know about, and if you know about him and you're in the chat, just let us know. Hey, I think it's a good pickup for the Knicks, or let's say there's a player available that we don't know much, and his stats and you think he might be a good fit for the Knicks. So we know that this show is an audience participation program, and we appreciate your participation. Thank you, Will, for hanging around, Frank Matos, for Alton Lee, always Avan, Johnny Timon, Baba Booey, everyone that chimed in. From Sarge, of course, he's from the home, from here, from Hector, all you guys. I really appreciate Lynn. Lynn too came in on a little earlier. I thank every one of you from really appreciate it. And Frank Matos, like always, and Divine. Let's close up the show. And I thank you again for this platform.
Yeah. Salute, man. Hey, man, next we'll talk the night show. What a great show. Always thank you guys for always coming on, supporting the show. You already know how it is, man. Salute to the chat. That's where it's at. You already know. Salute to Frank, man. Everybody and Baba Booies, everybody up in the chat there who made it up in here, man. We can go on and on. Johnny Timon, thank you for your intellect. Alton Lee, Will, you know what it is. Will, we appreciate you as well. Baba Booey, Sarge on the panel. We'll just keep it going, man. This next real talk, we're gonna keep it moving. Listen, Zach, appreciate you. CT, the smoking Nick, excuse me, Sarge, man, the pod couple, everybody down there doing their thing.
G Money,
salute G Money. Thank you, man. I hope you're having a good time over there across seas, man, in Africa. All that good stuff, man. We here, man. We here every Friday night until the season starts back. Then we get back with the morning show and the night show. We got a lot of great things coming up on Knicks Real Talk, man. We got the new branding logo coming out pretty soon, man. Got new custom everything. We gonna have the call-in show soon going into next season. A lot of great things popping up, man. But we just trying to build it step by step to a higher form. Rome wasn't built in one night, man. So we just trying to do it righteously and smart and let it grow, man. And I'm happy with it. With the support from everybody out there. Knicks Real Talk, man. You guys make the show make y'all know without y'all ain't no Knicks Real Talk, and you already know that. So we always gonna keep it moving, man. And like I said, man, y'all know we had a hurricane come through, man. Y'all be safe up and down the East Coast. Like I said, just be safe out there, man. COVID-19 still around, guys. Wear your mask if you have to, man. Wash hands, keep it distance until we get this beast under control. Because we got another variant popping off pretty soon, so you never know what that might do. It might come and spread again. But just be safe out there in the world, man. Wherever you at, whatever you're doing, be safe. If not, man, just get on your stream, get on your phone, get on your TV, get on your computer. Come on up in here, hit that like and subscribe button, run them up with it, join the show, join the panel, join the chat. You know what I mean? And let's talk Knicks, man. That's what we do, man. It's a Knicks community, and we always talking community stuff, man. So let's get it popping. Thank you to everybody in the chat, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, wherever you streaming in from, man. We thank y'all for chiming in. Once it's over, man, y'all can go hit the video, man, and see the show on the video replay. Check it out, hit the thumbs up and all that good stuff. Brown Jedi Sports gonna be popping off later on in the week for the love of the game tomorrow. And the Streets of Brothers is always on there. Hit them on Twitter, man, and some wise minds is coming on this panel, man. I love all you guys. Definitely coming on here supporting the show. To the chat, y'all already know I cannot share enough about you, brothers and sisters in there. This is where it's at, man. I do this because of you guys too, man. So salute to everybody. Knicks Real Talk, the night show. We're gonna get out of here. And we see you cats on the next episode Friday. Let something pop off. I might, we'll see, man. We might talk about Luca Vandal tomorrow. I might have to jump on tomorrow night. I'll let you know. But really, we got the UFC popping off tomorrow, so I don't think we're gonna do anything. So y'all go down on Bronx BX Sports Jedi, get into it and watch the fight, man. Have some thoughts and ideas about that stuff, man, and then come back and hit us up. So until then,
man, I didn't know you. You guys are UFC.
Huge.
I'm watching tomorrow. I'm huge also.
There you go. Man. There you go. You get it here, man. I spread love all over. Let's sure you stay tuned in. And CT hit BX about if you the big UFC guy. His son, man, he I think you and him will have a real good conversation about that. So next time he come on, I think on Thursday, if you available, hop in and holler at him. I think Austin appreciate your content, man. We need all the wise we can get places. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and, CT, I come out. Excuse me, Divine. I'm to interrupt you. The CT, I come on at 8:00 on Thursdays. And if you let's say the time difference, if I need to start at 9 for that particular, I think he wants to talk Bellator for the Pitbull and McKinney fight. The Thursday before I think it's the 28th or the 27th, if I'm not mistaken, that Thursday. If we could set it up, I've got the number. If we need to come on at 9, that'll be also good. To break down that Bellator fight or any other, or now I guess 265 when it comes, because he just wants to do the major pay-per-views for now. Because if up to him, up to me, I'll break down every week the UFC fights. But I'll keep you posted on that. I have the number. We'll keep in communication. But thank you, Divine. Sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Okay. Yeah, man. Listen, man. Knicks Real Talk. Y'all already know what it is, man. The night show. Let's get it popping. We see y'all guys on the next episode. Hit that like and subscribe, man. Y'all go down there and get your people, get your friends, your family coming to join the show, man, to support the show, and we get it popping, man. Knicks Real Talk, man. Peace. We see y'all cats on the next one.
Peace.
Yo, salute. Knicks Real Talk, man. Divine. About to get out my grind, hop in the Black Knight. About to make it happen, man. Knicks Real Talk. We all over the place. About to get it popping. Divine Bronx Jedi 7-6. The night show, the morning show. Knicks Real Talk, man. About to get in the Black Knight.
Knicks Real Talk, let's get it poppin'. We hoppin' like toppin' in the Jumpman brand, ain't no stoppin'. Divine and Bronx Jedi 7-6. We lit from Facebook, Twitter to Twitch, and all that shit. We number uno with the promo that blow like nitro. Now the streets are buzzing, so we flow with the night show. So spike them lights below. That thumbs up, run them up, and you double up, cause it's Knicks Real Talk, and we on the come up. We'll salute to the cats in the chat. That's where it's at. Now you place the chats, gonna pace that under space while faces at. We lace these cats with news, notes, stats. Game recaps, no hyperbole, we straight facts. In fact, we say it lit like a candle through our banner on the banner. We violent, so subscribe to the channel. Knicks Real Talk. Knicks Real Talk.